You're listening to Band Practice with Matthew and Krebs. Rock out with your cock out.
So we're here.
Hello, hello. What was that? You all right?
Too much.
So we
Usually
have
is.
the
have-
great and amazing,
Mentioned many times.
many times, our our current executive producer,
That's right.
Joey Calero,
Hello, podcast world.
all the way from shitty Seattle.
You son of a bitch.
What?
That's like the kettle calling the
Piece of shit.
piece of shit.
I don't know. I don't know. It's actually shitty is not even like not appropriate. It's definitely a pussified area. Though.
Yes,
I would give it
yes.
that.
I love where I live. However, the West Coast is a very large vat of unwiped pussies. Yeah.
I remember getting off the plane when I was visiting you, and I just saw like 3 guys all wearing like "I'm with her" Hillary T-shirts, and this is like right after the election. I'm like, do they know? Do they know? Can I tell them? Because I want to tell them.
I want to pop that bubble.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah. That it's a beautiful place.
that's lovely. Especially that little pocket you live in, where like just no bad weather comes there. At least very little.
Well,
Just mists.
We live in something called the convergence zone, which is where all of the air that is a different temperature from the other air mash together and constantly rains more than normal Seattle rain, if you could believe that. But it does make for an interesting winter because we're one of the few places that will get snow first.
But you told me, okay, so you told me the rain isn't real rain, though. It's more like a consistent mist.
Yeah, you know how living in Florida, it constantly feels like you're swimming because of the humidity?
Yeah.
Make that humidity thicker, but like tangible. Instead of like a warm breath, it's a cool mist. It's very nice.
Seattle is
Refreshing.
constantly weeping.
Yeah, that's
And-
right.
and I just thought about something. Technically, I think this is going to be our Christmas episode.
Oh, how
it?
about that shit? We
What?
even have a little Christmas tree going on over here.
Yeah, it plugs in USB with LED lights.
Oh,
Why
shit.
is this our Christmas episode?
It's
Because
fucking Christmas.
isn't Christmas like after the weekend?
It's like Monday, but I thought we were doing something Sunday.
Yeah, but this one's going to get posted up. You want to post this one today, or you want to post it on the weekend?
I don't care.
What do you want to do?
You're the
Probably
one
gonna
who
post it on the
decides
week-
that.
I was going to post it on the weekend.
Fine, they're both Christmas episodes, you fucking
Yeah,
asshole.
it's close enough. It's fucking Chris. Jesus Christ, fucking Grinch.
'Tis the season, you prick.
I don't decide when to post it. He does. People bitch at me about it though. I'm like, do I look tech savvy? Actually, I probably kind of do. But
If you wore a flannel, you would totally be a multimillionaire tech guy in Seattle. That's a fact.
Do I look tech savvy?
No.
No, no.
Short answer, no.
The only thing I ever,
no Marine.
yeah, right. And apparently, okay, so everybody I run into around here that I meet, they always ask me, "Did you go to South Dade? You were on the wrestling team, right?"
So is there like this doppelganger?
I assume there was a white dude that went to South Dade and was on the wrestling
Wait,
team.
hold on. You're telling me there was a white dude that went to South Dade?
I assume so because everyone I run into down in Homestead in Florida City asks me that constantly.
Well, it's kind of like going to prison. You know how, like, when you go to prison, you have to establish dominance and show that you're not a pussy?
Yeah.
That's why the one white guy in South Dade had to go in the wrestling team, just so everyone knew they couldn't fuck with him.
Yeah, but and I don't know why that is because I was definitely not a wrestler.
It's funny. I used to wrestle with South Dade, and they were nice guys. They were all mostly black, and they were not always the most well bathed. I remember one guy I was wrestling one guy. He's like, "Man, you smell great. What is that?" I'm like, "It's deodorant." What's that?
Man, that's racist.
It's not racist. It's social economic.
Man, that's social economics.
Although that's kind of a compliment in a way. Because South Dade has, at least when I was wrestling, had one of the fucking best like teams in like the states. So it's kind of a compliment.
I guess I don't know.
It's a compliment that they stunk.
No, that
No,
that
no,
they
no,
this,
that
they
they thought
think
he
I
was-
was a wrestler.
Yeah.
I thought I was still on the other thing.
Yeah, we know.
Couldn't get over it.
Yeah, you live in Seattle. You can't get over racism.
Bunch of stinky men.
I
Just
thought-
grabbing.
Oh, okay. So I think we should talk about what we did last night or yesterday.
What did we do last night? I don't remember.
Take a sip out of your glass and then you read it.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Oh! We visited a winery, one that you may or may not be familiar with.
If
You
listen to the
definitely are familiar with if you've ever listened to the podcast. We went to the lovely Schnebley Winery,
Yes, we did.
and let me tell you, it was delightful.
We did a wine tasting with Manny. Manny was our bartender guy.
Man, it was awesome.
Yes, Manny was awesome, and he introduced us to the some of the official people over there.
Yes. And
Definitely the one who's in charge of the social. Who's currently in charge of the social media.
this hour. For this
Yeah,
hour.
yeah,
For this hour, yeah.
I don't know. I get the feeling she's probably going to stick. Like
Yeah.
like, hey, this isn't going well. It's you now. Like, go A team.
You almost hooked us up with this nutty ass podcast. You're fired.
We also did the beer stuff too.
Yes, we went to the
That
brewery.
lychee meat is
The lychee meat is pretty.
awesome,
That
but it's
was
not to be
very
fucked with.
good. That
It's,
is,
it's
yeah.
fire.
That
Oh,
is
shit was so
nothing.
good.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have gone last with that though.
Do
That
not
was
cross
strong.
that mead. That
It's-
shit
it is
serious.
awesome.
8%.
It was beautiful.
I was bummed they didn't have the key lime mead. I was very looking forward
He's
to
still
that.
not over that.
I will
Jesus
never be
Christ!
over it.
Really?
Yeah, can we change mic foams? Because you have a green mic foam.
No, I like green.
No, green is his color. It's assigned on the thing.
It matches my eyes.
Is it really?
Yeah, look, I have the tracks labeled Matt, Krebs, and guest.
This motherfucker. Orange motherfucker and red motherfucker.
Yeah.
Although, has there been a red motherfucker?
Yes.
Once Irish. No, Irish and Gazette.
Irish Gal and Galzette, and then we had Pat and Rudy.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Pat and Rudy was a good one.
That one was good.
Pat and Rudy.
You're behind, bro.
who
You gotta
is
catch
Pat
up.
and Who's Pat and Rudy?
Do you? I know you've met Rudy. We used to hang out at the Starbucks that Charlie used to work at.
Sunnyland.
Krebs, everyone has hung out at
I
that
know,
goddamn
I know.
Starbucks.
I know.
You just referenced everyone I've ever known.
I know.
Sunnyland.
It's how I met like everybody because I think I met Charlie first.
Yeah.
And then I got we've already decided. I have no idea when I fucking met you.
We've tried. We have tried
You-
over and over.
One
We
day
cannot figure it
you were
out.
just there. That's all I know.
That's literally how it works.
The earliest
Don't know how.
The earliest I can remember is when Sutton's wife left him, and we all showed up with like beer and cigarettes, and you showed up on a motorcycle.
Ah, yes.
And
the motorcycle.
But even then, like I remember talking to you, like, "Hey man, what's up?" Like I already knew you, but that's just the earliest I can remember.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of weird eyes wide shut party. I don't know.
Well, my current theory is that we never actually met. I just have false memories implanted, and then somebody like put you in, like a Terminator or something. I don't know.
I like it.
Fair enough.
Do you,
We could
do you know
write
when?
a
Oh,
script on this.
you've known him forever. 'Cause you
Yeah,
keep
no,
telling-
I've
you
known
keep-
him forever.
You keep telling these fucking stories like I didn't know that.
Actually,
He used to live down the street from me. He's literally like
the
3
one-
blocks away from me.
He's the one that spanked my ass as I came out of the womb. It's really weird.
Yeah, he lived like 3 blocks down from me, and I remember I used to ride my bike with my guitar and my amp in one hand, and ride my bike to his house, so because it was easier for me to move that than to move the drum set. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
we were like, I don't know, 9.
Yeah, very young.
And
Very young.
I just remember one time I show up at his house, and he was going on about how awesome this thing was, and he had taken this old like clothes rack from a store and hung cymbals from it around
Oh
his
my
drum
god,
set.
I forgot about that.
And I remember showing up going, "What the fuck is that?" He's like, "It's fucking awesome. That's what it is."
It was so awful. It was almost as bad as my plane. Dude, check that shit out.
The fuck is?
That is my old house. I drove by there today.
Oh, you drove by today? Took a picture?
Yeah, how crazy is that? So
Nice.
slide over to the some way that is more house.
Oh wow, it looks really nice
It's
now.
incredible. It's insane. But that house could never have been that in its previous ownerships.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Wow.
I remember we used to sit out in that little Florida room and jam on your drums all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went by and there was a lady standing outside holding a kid, and rolled down the window and went, excuse me,
Can
I don't want this to sound. I used to live here, and I just don't want to look like a creep. So do you mind if I take a picture of it? It's like kids running around. I don't know, just stopping in front of this house, taking pictures out of an Audi. Like, I like them young.
I really should take like some, I don't know, advice from what you just did there, and maybe if I opened more with, I'm not trying to be like a creep, but maybe people wouldn't dislike me as much.
No.
No, you
that
always,
sets
whenever
it
you
up.
say that, you come off as a creep.
That's like saying, look.
I tend to just go in dry.
I'm not racist, but
Insert quasi relationship.
I'm not racist, but I have black friends.
now let me say this horrible shit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a bad opening. That's a really bad opening. I don't know. There's something weird about mothers protecting their young or something. I don't know. Some pedophiles.
I wouldn't know. But no, I don't have a good track record of mothers. I got 2 of them.
Hi, mom. Hi, moms.
Oh, I'm pretty sure my parents don't listen, but if they do, they're just gonna extra. We're extra not gonna talk.
You know, I have this weird feeling that my mother is listening because I don't talk to my mother. I haven't for a long time.
She sends you guys weird long emails that you show me. I'm like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, no, exactly. But I know for a while she was stalking me on social media,
Oh yeah.
and then and my brother too, because neither of us talked to her.
Mine too.
Yeah, she was totally stalking us on social media, and I completely imagine she has found out about this, and I guarantee you she's listened to at least one episode.
Well, that'll probably happen for me because my family has stalked and harassed most of my friends.
Yes, I've spoken to your sister. She was lovely and and very intrusive. And I'm like, I don't know. What am I supposed? I just messaged you and Shy immediately, and Shy got back to me first. So I guess you're busy. I'm like, what do I do?
There's nothing you can do other than exactly what you did do.
I mean, I could tell something. I could tell something was up because I looked at like mutual friends. It was just you, not even Shy, just you. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you weren't the first person.
Oh, I got that impression because she had like a whole like series of questions and like.
Was
things.
it like
It felt pre-planned.
Yeah, was it like contacting customer service? They have a script. You don't type that fast. Like what the fuck?
They got
Hello.
they got drop down menus, bro.
I was confused when she asked to speak to my manager.
She had a whole script for harassing friends. It was weird. It's very strange.
Oh, I've dated that girl.
What? You open that notepad on her phone. Like, what is this stuff? Oh, this is when we break up. How I plan to harass you.
It was really funny. So one day, I opened up Facebook. It was probably a couple years ago. I opened up Facebook and I got a message from my buddy's wife, and I didn't really know her very well. I had served in the Marines with him.
Oh, I remember the story. Go on.
Yeah, this is hilarious. So I knew they were having
Mr.
issues.
Scapegoat over here.
Yeah, I was a scapegoat. So I knew he was having problems or whatever with his marriage or whatever. He told in passing, he said some things, and so I opened up Facebook and I have like a fucking 6-page fucking message from this girl, and I'm like, and I'd only talked to her.
If you don't know someone,
and I'd only met her
3 sentences. That's what you get.
Yeah, I had only met her at the wedding.
Yeah.
And talked to her for a little bit, and then whatever, because they lived out in California, and me and Amy came home, and so I open it up and I see this message. I start reading it, and she's going on about me being an asshole, and how could I ruin her marriage, and why did I have to say anything? And I'm like,
what?
And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was like, did she confuse me for
You got
somebody
the wrong
else?
Matt?
Yeah, I'm like,
She's like, yeah, you were a wrestler at South Dade?
yeah, right. And my first response was to reply and go, what are you talking about? And I was like, you know what? Let me call my buddy real quick.
Let's
So I call him. I'm
figure
like,
this shit out.
I'm like, hey man, I don't know what's going on. And he's like, oh, she messaged you? And I was like, yeah.
That's bad when they already preemptively know what you're going on about.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't say anything. I was just, he's like, oh, no, this should happen, this. I told her it was you, so that way I wouldn't have to, reveal my source. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, I figured you wouldn't care. I was like, no, it's cool,
Yeah,
bro.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You figured exactly
yeah,
right.
yeah, no, it's
Killer.
Cool, bro. All right, cool.
High five.
You want a copy of it? He's like, yeah. All right.
What's going on the wall?
No. And then they tried to work it out.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
No.
The workout didn't work out?
No.
Yeah, if that... Once you get to that point, it's kind of... It's pointing a certain direction.
Afterwards, I had like an entire conversation with him. Like, all right, when you decide it's over, here are the steps you need to take. Because I have this shit down to a science. This is how you date crazy bitches. Never married one, but
You're still young.
I think I'm older than both of you. But I think that I think these rules still apply.
You're still old. Don't worry, it's still some time.
So what are the crazy bitch rules?
Let's hear the crazy bitch rules.
One is you have to identify immediately. You have to like know what you're looking for, and know that this is going to end. And then you
What are the key signs?
key signs. They talk about their exes a lot, like right off the bat.
That's a very
Right
good
off the
point.
bat. Why? Because they have fucking baggage and they're dragging the past into their current shit. So they haven't made peace with their past.
And more than likely, that is a continuing. That's a continuing trend. That baggage was pulled into that relationship,
From a
and
different
then subsequently into the next, and then into the next. And hey, guess what? You're just part of the train now, buddy.
yeah.
You're 4 cars back.
Now
You're the caboose.
you're basically getting like the Oregon Trail fucking full.
Baggage.
Yeah.
You got dysentery.
This relationship has
Died of dysentery.
dysentery.
So you have to see that shit. Like, and some girls are actually nice. They'll actually be like, "Yeah, I'm kind of crazy," and then laugh and like stare off in the distance. But they and
How long is the pause after
Believe
saying
them.
it before they talk again?
actually, that's
Or is that a good metric for
exactly.
rating?
You don't say anything. You just go 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000.
See,
Oh,
see,
5 1,000. Oh shit.
I
She's gonna eat me when this is over.
I absolutely disagree with this.
Go on.
Okay.
I've dated more crazy bitches than you, but go on.
Yes, you have.
But I did it on purpose.
Yes, you did. So my wife is crazy as fuck, and I enjoy it.
Is she crazy or Cuban?
Both.
I think
and
that
she's
I think
not
that
a
takes down your score though.
She's not a crazy bitch though.
No, yes, the fuck she is.
I don't think she's a bitch.
She-
I think she's a little crazy, but
And well, the reason
I think she's just Cuban.
the reason I like it is because I can be extremely overbearing and I will railroad over a weak person, not intentionally, just the way I am.
I know.
She keeps me on my toes because she will call me on my shit, and then not just call me on my shit, rant and rave, and it's fun to watch.
Well, crazy takes crazy.
Yeah.
Just it can't be the same crazy. Ooh,
Well,
that's bad.
you
The
were
same crazy.
You were destined to be with a little crazy because your mom's crazy. At least a little bit was gonna be imprinted. Like,
Yes.
I think
And there's nothing wrong-
Lineage is very important to.
Well, my dad's not crazy.
no,
He's a whole different type.
He's
of
the
fucked
complete
up.
opposite, but still kind of a bad way though. Like he's not crazy, but somehow that's bad. Like
He's definitely more calculating than I am.
yeah.
Like he makes
He's-
plans.
He's more calculating.
Yeah,
Really?
he makes plans.
Right. I guess you are a little more impulsive.
Yeah.
But they're bad. But your impulses aren't bad. They're not usually bad calls. So it feels like it's more calculated than it is.
Yeah, I don't calculate shit, man. Like this podcast, literally, it was birthed like within a week. We just did some
And
shit.
came to fruition.
I was
Yeah.
like, hey, do you want doing a podcast? Sure, why not? Like,
I'm like, yeah, I got microphones. Let's do that.
I got nothing to do. Let's do it.
Yeah, this will be fun.
Now we're on 25.
I mean,
Yeah,
oh, you're 25.
you're 25.
You're the quarter
Alright.
century. Nice.
What do you call that?
25.
Isn't there like a fun word for that? Like decade or
What? Decades, years. This is episodes.
yeah, but
We don't
it's
get
a
syn-
number.
We don't. Get,
I'm sure there's some sort of prefix or something.
Yeah.
No, we don't get syndicated till 100 shows.
Can we start doing this in Roman numerals?
What? No.
Like the Super Bowl?
Actually, it's probably going to be easier to save space on the wall. Just logistically speaking.
Just so you guys, just so you know, every guest and number is written on the wall.
We've talked about it multiple times. They know the wall's full of writing.
We've taken some pictures of it, but
Yeah.
What is the G?
The G-MILF.
oh yeah, it's Alger,
Alger.
the gay married libertarian farmer.
No.
He missed out on Schnebley's yesterday.
6, 7, and
I told him, he said
6, 7, and 9.
he
Is
said
that a G afterwards?
Oh, because they were gingers.
Oh,
We had a
ginger count.
We had a ginger.
we have the market corner of fucking gingers.
Yeah, we had a ginger hat trick, bro.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but what happened with Jesse? You guys fucked it up.
Hey,
You have to go with the full hat trick.
that's all right.
I don't know what happened with
It's
her. I knew her from high school. She's a Republican campaign manager and lobbyist.
Oh yeah, I listened to one. That's
And
good.
No, you
it
didn't.
didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
No?
No.
No, she.
Or I heard you talk about it so much that I thought I listened
we
to
did
it.
because we were kind of excited about it, but
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I
So
think
why
she
is
got-
that number 8?
No, that's a different Jesse.
God
That's
damn
the
it!
platypus.
Oh, yeah, platypus.
Platypus?
Platypus. He's a legal immigrant, half black,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Half
yeah,
black.
yeah.
army vet, and huge Trump supporter.
Trump supporter. Yeah. that was a good episode. Actually.
Yeah, I remember that one. I remember you texted me about it. You're like, man, you could have stopped sucking his dick about Trump.
Well, I mean,
And then you
I don't
texted
know.
me, like-
I don't know. Maybe he had a good dick.
I mean, were we sucking his dick? I mean,
I didn't feel like we were.
I did have a weird taste in my mouth, but I drank a lot.
I mean, he's
I
like,
don't know,
he's like an 8 foot.
It's the same taste.
He's like 8 feet tall, like 300 pounds monster. Like, if he wanted me to suck his dick, I think
You wouldn't really have a lot.
wouldn't be up to you.
options.
Yeah, it's not really my choice at that point.
Doesn't matter how much wrestling at South Dade you put in.
Yeah.
It doesn't fucking matter.
He was JV.
Fucking sissy. That's beautiful. Oh, you haven't continued on your tells.
Yeah, your tells for the crazy bitches.
Oh, well,
So we
It's-
got baggage. The talk
baggage,
about the ex.
Yeah.
previous baggage, talk about X.
but within that baggage, notice they always just bitch about what they've been through. They never take any personal responsibility for it. They never say something like, "Hey, maybe I choose bad people. Maybe I didn't handle things well." They never,
okay.
ever say, "I made a mistake." That you'll never hear that.
There's
well,
no
they will. They
accountability.
say, I made a mistake dating that person.
No, they won't. No, they won't. I've never heard that because that is actually a sign of maybe they might
some sort of internal
self-awareness.
Self-awareness, yeah, right.
Like kind of like Cassie, who we've had on. I fucking love Cassie. When I met Cassie, I couldn't fucking stand Cassie. And she would tell you this, like in her early years, she slept around a lot.
Yeah.
Not that was a problem, and she had addiction, well, not addiction, but substance usage while the sex was happening. And I was hanging out with her once, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm a total fucking whore." Now, was she really a whore? No, but I knew one
But
day.
that self-criticism.
I knew one day she was gonna be really happy, and we were gonna get along really well because she was at least willing to like accept something negative but kind of true about her, and that's like a sign. So if a crazy bitch says, maybe I make bad choices when I date people, that might actually expand to maybe I make bad choices. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe it's me. Like that can happen.
Some
So
sort of self-actualization
Yeah.
to correct the trend rather than bring it along to the next one and doom someone else's
yeah.
I don't know, some sort of time
Or
span.
take a shitload of shrooms and have some introspection.
You honestly think a shitload of shrooms is going to help a crazy bitch?
Have we ever tried it? Like, got 12 of them and did a real legit study.
Like with a
Follow-
control and everything?
Yeah. I will find the bitches.
We have to have we have to have placebos. Don't tell her these are shiitakes.
Can I get these with soy sauce? Why?
I don't know. It just feels that it should.
So yeah, they very little self awareness, very little just a sense of personal responsibility. Now this is all just during the watching phase. You're just watching to see what they do.
From the bushes.
Yeah, not from the bushes. And then you see then you bring them like around your friends. You see how they interact with your friends and see if maybe they I've had a lot of this where they just get really upset because you have female friends. Oh my god, it's so terrible to have female friends.
You didn't know that you can't know any other female in existence?
It is okay. So let's be real. It is hard to have a female friend as a man.
Actually, I remember in
It depends on
It's awkward.
the female.
when I got back my rack
Yes.
when I got back my rack in 2010, I remember you and I were hanging out, and you were like, "You have all these female friends. You don't fuck them." I'm like, "Not all of them." You're like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because a female friend you don't sleep with will give you the best advice because you haven't tainted that."
The pool isn't fucking tainted.
Yeah. And you will on average sleep with at least 3 of their friends if you're in good with them. They're like a great fucking personal
the
character
ultimate
reference.
wingman.
And I remember you were like, but you were also like this is after your relationship. So you were like really introspective, and plus you were being a bouncer. So you were like, there's a lot of shit that I haven't noticed. I need to catch up since like I'm single and like I'm in this like introspective, this like cool introspective. By the way, it's my favorite time ever that we were hanging out. Like once a week coffee at Starbucks, and people would just show up, which is actually why I thought this podcast would be a good idea. Because
People listen to us fucking talk shit.
When was this?
2010 after.
Oh, okay. So back during that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just noticed I'm like, we're really interesting, and I'm not saying that because I believe that about myself. I do, but I was just noticing that people would just like come down and just sit
Congregate
down.
and
Yeah, and just listen.
Yeah. And then talk shit about me afterwards.
well, that's a given.
You can take it.
Yeah, I can. I give no fucks.
That is truth. So any more tales? Or tells?
I mean, honestly, and I feel like I might get some like #feminism backlash if they fuck in the first date. I'm sorry, it means they're trying to impress you. Now there are a lot of women who just like, yeah, I want to know how you fuck in the first date. And that's fine, but that's a lot more rare than people think. If they're fucking on the first date,
that sounds more feminist than anything. It's like, well, I need to know if you're fucking with it. If you're not, you're
but crazy
fucking
bitches
gone.
don't think that way.
No. So it's hard to how do you weed that out though. Whether I guess you have
You just
at that point, you have to-
automatically assume it's not the rarity.
Yeah, I assume the worst, and you're rarely wrong. Really.
Yeah.
People like to
But-
think that rarities, that they're the ones that are going to run into the rarity. They like to think that they're special and they're the odd case, which is never the case.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, statistics exist for a reason, right?
Yeah. It's called rare because it's fucking rare.
And they
And you're not going to be the one to discover it.
and they definitely talk about just the shit they've been through because it's actually called forcing intimacy, where they want to connect with, they need in a way to connect with you so quickly and so deeply that they're starting with their A game, but it's always a shitty A game. I was touched when I was 11. Is this really date number one material? All right, keep talking. I mean, once you know.
I think that's that's another tale
is.
right there.
It
Is how soon the I got touched conversation comes up.
And because crazy bitches don't just pop up. They're made. Like that's
There's a production.
yeah.
I was, okay.
It's in Missouri. They just pop them out.
So I was up in Pensacola.
Okay.
I think they're made there too.
Yes, they are. Absolutely. They are. So I was in Pensacola. I was going to A school up there in
Is that the name of it? A school?
A school. It's the military school. I was getting trained for electronics, right?
Is it actually called A school?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
A school.
Navy and Marines A school. For me, it's tech school. It's something else for Army. I forget.
Yeah. So I was in A school.
But it's basically where you go to after basic to learn your vocation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So I'm doing a thing, and me and a couple guys go to the mall, and I forget what we were going for. These two chicks come over to us. This one chick comes like up directly to me. She's like, "Hey, da, 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 what's your name?" Da, da. We start talking. We talk for about 5 seconds, and she's like, "Hey, I gotta go. Here's my phone number. Call me." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "That's cool. She's cute. All right, give this girl a call." I was gonna call her, and we're talking on the phone. First conversation was probably like a half hour, and it was normal. Second conversation, call her again like 2 days later. We talk, and we're making starts off. We're making plans to go meet up or whatever, and inside of that conversation, she starts to break down and go fucking full psycho bitch on me. And within 20 minutes is telling me about how she hasn't had sex in like 6 months. She was trying to get this guy to go down on her the other day, and he wouldn't do it. And she's crying and crying and crying, and how she needs sex and da da da.
How long into the?
I'd known this. Like I said, I only met this girl in person once, and we talked on the phone twice. This is during the second phone conversation.
This is called baiting you.
Whoa.
By the way, she's
Catfishing?
this is baiting. She's baiting him. She's giving him some like emotional shit that maybe he can help with.
And
Maybe he can be the
and I
knight
was
in
just,
shining armor.
and I was just like,
I'm a fixer-upper.
There you go. There you go.
and I was just like,
But then, like,
But she picked the wrong motherfucker.
no, you know. Not only do you not like drama BS, I don't even think you can perceive it visually.
and like, I just remember sitting there thinking to myself, going, well, how do I end this right now? I was like, fuck, she has my phone number. Fuck.
She's not gonna
Forget
be.
my number, bitch.
She's not gonna be in the next episode of the sitcom.
No.
Guess
No.
appearance.
So anyway, I told her, I
We're
was
gonna
like,
have to kill her off.
I'm
harsh.
I don't remember exactly what was said, but I trailed off in the direction of something like, well, that's terrible. I gotta go now. And she's like literally crying on the phone about it. Like I can hear the tears falling off her face and hitting the floor. Like, yeah. And so I basically just hang up with her, and then I changed her name in my phone to like do not fucking answer.
I've done that before.
And then
Do not fucking answer.
well,
Solid name.
I knew her. She had I knew she could get on base. I guess her dad was in as well or something.
Is this spinner material?
No, different
Okay.
chick. That was in North Carolina.
Okay.
But this girl, apparently she came on the base with her friend and was driving around the Marine barracks because there was only like 3 or 4 of them. And I didn't see her because I was inside, but my buddy that was at the mall came in, and I had told them the whole story. I was like, yo, stay away from that chick. Her friends, that bitch is crazy. Like, fuck that, not worth anything. And
Who fucked her?
no, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm sure somebody did.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did, but it was not this guy.
Because her story would work on somebody.
Not this guy. Not this guy.
They're well crafted.
Yeah. So this dude comes over to my room. He's like, hey. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? He's like, yo, remember that chick from the mall? I'm like, yeah. He's like, she's outside. I was like, oh, fuck no. No.
You don't know me?
You don't know me?
I
I'm
dropped
gone.
out.
Yeah. She was
I
like,
tragically died in combat yesterday.
yeah. She was.
You're in school. Yeah, it was fucked up.
I look out the window, and she is there with her friend, and they're like walking around, and he's like, yeah. They stopped me and asked me where you were, and I told them I didn't know, and I was like, good, you don't know, and I walked out the back door, and I
Nailed
fucking
it.
left. I was like, fuck this, I'm out.
I don't want to see where this goes.
I am out. So I spent the next 6 months when I was in Pensacola, like constantly looking over my shoulder to see if that girl was around. Because
Marine looking over his shoulder.
Pensacola is not a big town.
And that's where you and I differ. I would have stuck around just to answer the implicit question, just how crazy is she? Because I wanted to know. I wanted to like get into like, CDC shit. Like, all right. What are the symptoms? Like, how long till you like,
The other thing.
That's
Okay.
also because you have problems.
The other thing she
I was
told me.
raised by a shrink. I'm fascinated by this shit.
So
I shouldn't be.
the last thing she told me that like I was like, okay, I have to go. She told me, she's like, I've always wanted to date a Marine and marry a Marine one day because when I was a little girl, we were walking out of a store and I found somebody's boot camp picture and I just thought it was so beautiful, and I was like,
Do you have any idea what happens in boot camp, lady?
and I was just well, no, I was just thinking in my head, I was like, well, I'm not that guy you picked up. Like I am not that guy's picture you
I
picked
was
up.
not in the photo.
Becca's much older now.
Yeah.
He might be available though.
Yeah.
He's probably into it.
I am out. I am fucking out. No. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like bad news.
Yeah, that was scary.
It's of course, it's a Florida story of some sorts.
Yeah, Florida.
Hashtag Florida man.
You know, and I tell people all the time in Washington, Florida man isn't just a clever bit on a radio show. That shit is so real. That is so real. We've seen it all the time, and it doesn't make the news, but we see it all the time.
Because they don't always get arrested.
That's right. Most of the time
Sometimes
they get away with it.
They're just crazy, and we all go, "Yep, that happened," and we
Oh,
go
yeah.
home.
Yeah. Well, you know why there's Florida man, right?
I don't know the specific thing, but
It's because Florida has there's a law that like everybody that gets arrested is it's all public information.
oh yeah, right.
So
Like-
the journalists and reporters just hang
Like
around.
no neck, thick neck guy that I met.
Yeah, they all just hang around and wait for stories to pop up because it's
Yeah.
all public information.
And then today a Florida man, and
Yeah.
it just kind of,
exactly
and then it became actual segments
because
it's
so
so
much of it.
consistent.
Yeah.
It's
I
an
mean,
entire hashtag on Instagram, and it's awesome.
Yeah, so other states
I
have
have
bullshit
never
too.
checked that out. I need to check that out.
Other states have bullshit too, but all their stuff isn't public records like ours is.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
It's just that
Yes.
it's mandatory.
Yeah,
And it's good news.
yeah. There's some good
It's
stuff.
fun
out there.
news, yeah.
There was, I think it was a couple weeks ago, some dude like brought an alligator into a Walgreens to rob it with the alligator. Like,
As a weapon.
yeah, he like threw the alligator across the counter at this lady. Like, the fuck, man? Really? Like, what'd you think he was?
Hey, Steve Irwin, get the fuck out of the store. What the
I'm
fuck
sure-
is wrong with you?
I'm sure the guy just wanted a pack of Marlboros. He probably didn't want a whole pack, just a Lucy. Just give the guy a Lucy.
Just give him a fucking Lucy. I'm not giving you the whole pack, but you get a cigarette for how crazy you are, you fucking nut.
There's one.
Where'd you get that from?
There's one that I actually posted on our Instagram just because it was so great. It was Florida man holds scientists hostage because he wants to make his dog,
Dog immortal, yeah.
immortal. And I'm like, you know what? That's
Wow.
That's terrible. But on some level, I
Wow.
kind of get it. I kind of get it.
Man's best friend.
Yeah.
I'll do anything for this dog. Old Blue's been good to me.
So what are you gonna do for me?
Speaking of dogs, can we spend a moment talking about
Squeak?
Squeak?
Sure.
I mean,
We haven't
talk
really,
about man's best friend.
we really haven't talked about Squeak too much. I mean, you hear him in the background all the time on the show.
Yeah, so we're going to delve a little bit into the life of Squeak. Squeak is a Dachshund that is owned by...
He's a Chiweenie.
He's a Chiweenie that has beat Parvo. He's a fucking survivor.
Yes, he has.
Goddamn survivor.
He's half Dotson, half Chihuahua.
And he is...
He's Mexican and black.
Mexican, black, and
hates monkey. He really does.
well, yeah, I don't know about you, but I've seen plenty of dogs that don't like the darkies.
But it's fun.
If they don't, if they're too similar a skin color to their fur tone, they ain't having
It's
that.
kind of self-hating.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is. You don't make the dog.
That's why we have black on black crime.
So,
Why does that make sense and annoy me at the same time?
Squeak, besides his pastime of barking at anything that moves or doesn't move, he is well trained in the act of self-fellatio. I witnessed that the other night on the couch.
He fucks his mouth.
He
I
fucks
didn't-
his mouth.
I didn't train him to do that. He does it he did it all by his fucking self. And what am I going to do?
First-
Stop him?
Firstly, you can't prove that. Secondly,
First off,
it's the most impressive feat I've ever seen a canine pull off.
I mean, we'd all do it if we could.
That's what I was saying. I was saying that last night. I was like, hey, dude, I'm not faulting. We'd do it if we could.
First off, I can prove that I didn't train my dog to do that because I barely got him trained to not piss in the house, and he's fucking still does that because he's a spiteful fucker.
Yeah,
I love
but
the little guy,
What
but-
joy is he getting out of that?
I don't know,
Pissing in the house is whatever.
but yeah, he
Sucking your own cock.
but he
Woo!
only does it on his puppy bed. He won't do it anywhere else or outside of the puppy bed.
So you-
only there.
You've got it contained.
Yeah, so he goes there and he folds himself in half because he's half wiener, and then and fucks his own mouth.
It looks as if he's about to clean himself, like an animal would, and just goes.
That's probably how he discovered it. Like,
Well,
hey,
yeah, well-
hey, oh my God, this is awesome. How far can I go?
Well, what it looked like,
right?
was,
Balls deep,
oh
apparently.
my God, I am stinking down here. Let me just, oh, hello, jackhammer.
How far can I go? Balls deep, apparently.
Yeah. All right. So for the visual aid, as he says, he folds himself in half. He lifts his leg up. He puts his mouth around his pecker, and he thrusts his hindquarters forward into his mouth at rabbit speeds. That shit is like. It's. I wasn't. I think you should make a sign at the front door to warn people what the fuck happens in here. Because if you're not mentally prepared to see a dog sucking its own dick, it's taxing on your mind. But somehow incredibly amusing to watch. I was disturbed to no end, and I couldn't stop looking. I'm
Like
like,
30
I've never
minutes.
seen this. and he takes he can only go for so long. He fucks his mouth for I don't know, 30, 40 seconds, and he's like, nah, I got what I need out of that.
I don't even think he finishes. He's like, he's just a constant reminder of, I can still do this.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe he's just maybe it's tantric. He's just fucking working himself up. No, not really.
No.
Work himself back up. No. We're just gonna hold this off, baby. He's been doing this for years. When he comes, he's gonna explode.
He's gonna blow
dog
the back.
is gone.
He's gonna blow the back of his head off.
Like Kurt Cobain.
Oh, you had to go to a dark place, didn't you? Yeah.
Oh, I went
Actually,
there.
yeah, you did. We invited you on. Yeah. That's on us.
Well, Kurt Cobain is the reason I'm pro-gun.
Go on. No.
Please.
Let him finish.
Please.
He said-
Without guns, we wouldn't have Foo Fighters.
The man has a point.
Yeah, that's why I'm pro-gun.
The man has a very good point. Try to dispute him on this fact.
I actually have several points to make about how he was thinking about leaving them, blah, blah, blah. But I don't want to because I don't want to put down the point of now we have Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The man's dead. That's what happened. And now we all know Dave Grohl's awesome. Like,
Yeah, his true potential shined through.
like he was literally like terrified of making that first album. It's like, what? I want to go back in time, and be like, dude, just I'm from the future. You got this.
You got
You'll
it.
be fine. Don't ask me who's president because you won't believe me anyway.
The
but
guy,
you got this.
the guy is the ultimate showman. The guy is like the ultimate front man for a rock band, and he was scared to put out an album.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
And he made most of that album on his own.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, apparently he had written most of those tunes for the first Foo Fighters album and was afraid to show Kurt and was like, and had them written, ready to go. And
They were a different speed, to be fair,
yeah, no, and then
but that's.
Kurt blew his brains out, and then he took him and was like, okay, I guess I'll make this a thing.
You know, they ripped down the garage or the greenhouse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they ripped it. They tore it down. I think a couple of years ago, or too many people were going up to the property and taking pictures and trying to climb walls and shit. I want to see the infamous greenhouse, and the current owners were like, you can go fuck yourself. I want to live here, you fucking asshole. This house is $3 million.
Kind of like
It didn't come with a feature with a couple fucking night crawlers on my wall, you dick.
kind of like the people who own the house they filmed Breaking Bad in. They had to say, please stop throwing pizza in the house.
Yes. To be fair, if you've ever seen what they look like, that old lesbian-looking lady,
I haven't.
she looks so fucking angry and mean. And look, maybe
So
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she looked.
Better
Maybe
before?
she looked beautiful and happy before pizzas got thrown on her roof repeatedly. But in every picture I've seen, she's sitting out front of the garage like a fucking Florida native, sitting on her little fucking plastic chair, just scowling at everything that's ever existed in life. She's like, I got all the bad hands, and now I got fucking pepperoni on my shingles.
So she kind of looks like she was going to be angry anyway, and now they just gave her a reason.
Yeah, well, actually, if anything, she should be happy. They fucking hooked her up.
Speaking of like Dave Grohl singing, I bought this is like probably 12, 13 years ago. I bought I think it was like a Nevermind video. It was a Nevermind DVD where they went song by song, and they just talked about the creation of like each song. But Dave Grohl did a lot of the backup vocals, so what's fucking awesome is the guy who did it. And I can picture him. I can't fucking remember his name. I'm sure if I could say it, I'm sure you know who I was talking about.
From what?
From Nevermind, the I don't know, the guy who helped produce it. I don't remember his name, but
Producer?
yeah, but I don't know his name, fucker. But he would, while he was talking about each song, he would pull down each vocal, and he did like several songs in a row where you just heard Dave Grohl doing Nirvana songs.
Was it Butch Vig?
Yes. Yes. I told you would know. I told you you'd fucking know because you know everything we don't. But it was awesome because he would pull down Kurt Cobain's vocals, and you're just hearing Dave Grohl do the vocals, and you're like, I've got an erection, and I'm not ashamed of it.
Well, when we saw him at CenturyLink Field, which is where the Mariners play. It was a stadium show, a stadium concert. The only stadium
Is
concert.
Ken Griffey Jr. still there?
He is buried under third base.
Okay.
He is alive, mind you, but he is buried
There's a
under
tube
third
sticking out of the ground for air.
and hatched for food. So
He's covered in shit.
Coach told him to cover the base. He's fucking covering the base. Motherfucker's there off season, on season, doesn't matter. So it was the first stadium show I've ever been to.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was the first stadium show, and it was a sold-out show, and it's like 30,000 seats. It's a huge fucking arena. Open. It's a retractable roof.
Yeah, so it was open.
But it was beautiful out, so it was open. Completely sold out. We had field tickets, floor tickets. Hey, taking a picture.
Don't stop and do a thing. Keep talking,
I
asshole.
will do whatever the fuck I want, mister.
And I'll bitch you for it. Rinse and repeat for the next hour.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. So,
Stadium show sold out, 30,000 seats, retractable roof open.
Thank-
Ken Griffey Jr. on third base.
forever. I'm not even sure what he played. Wasn't he outfield or some shit?
Yeah, I
Sure,
think so.
why not?
Yeah.
I think all the big hitters are outfielders. Anyways, so the opening band was Chris Novoselic's whatever
He's
that
playing-
is.
He's doing music
He's
again?
playing again? Yeah. I heard he like ran
it's
for government.
really strange music. It's like
He also has he looks like my dad now. He's like bald and
Oh yeah.
it's weird.
He's in like this weird. I don't know how to describe the music. It's kind of like bluegrass folk almost, and
My head hurts, but go on.
Okay.
and rightfully it should. He opened up for him. There you go. That's what he looks like now.
Oh! He put a little cap on, so you can't tell that he looks like my dad.
What is that the key feature that your dad is balding?
Oh, he's bald as fuck. Yeah, he's got like the jowls. He looks like somebody's principal.
Yes, he does.
So-
you were very drunk last night, so I don't know if you remember this.
Yes, I remember that. So was it any good?
If you're into that, I mean,
No,
they were tight.
No, it wasn't very good.
They were
whatever.
tight, but
Yeah.
it wasn't necessarily whatever. Anyway, so what was great about the show is Chris came out and did a cover of. It's a cover that Nirvana did.
From
Need more info.
Molly's Lips, I think.
Molly's Lips, yeah.
Yeah, that's a cover, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's that's the song. So Dave jumped on drums. Chris played bass, and Taylor Hawkins sung, I believe, for the song, and they played Molly's Lips. Fucking awesome, crazy, weird, once in a lifetime kind of
Yeah.
thing. So.
And somewhere Courtney loves bitching. I own that.
No, you don't, bitch. Well, that's why they did it, because I'm assuming, because it's not like they can't pay, because if you can't stop someone from doing a cover, but
Yeah.
you can charge them for doing the cover. And I think what that was Dave and Chris going, so we obviously have to play a song. So we're still under the fuck that dumb cunt, right? Okay, yeah. So we'll go ahead and skirt around that shit.
That's in perpetuity.
Yeah, in perpetuity, forever. So, never experienced a show like that before. It was fucking crazy. It was full out stadium rock show. Like every bell and whistle, every crazy thing. Taylor Hawkins can sing like a motherfucker. I had no idea. He has a song on the new album, and he's fucking amazing. Just killer vocals. So, what was the point of this? Oh, right, because this came down to Dave Grohl singing. Dave Grohl, this was at the end of a tour, long tour, and he closed out in Seattle. Homeboy's voice was fucking shot midway through the show. And it was really weird because I think for a man, I have too much empathy for your common man. Like I start feeling bad for like things that I should have anything about. Gay. So like midway through, I'm thinking like, oh my God, what does that feel like? Like to be, you're it. You're the reason all those people are there. Sold out show in your fucking place, this crazy event, and midway through you're like trying to fucking belt these things out, and it just starts. You know what I mean? Like it's dead. It just can't. Like you're trying as hard as you can, and it just was. It was. I mean, you can tell that he did everything that he could prior. Like it was probably already an issue,
yeah.
But he got through like half the set before it started. You could hear a couple crackles here and there, but halfway through it started getting rough, and he started like, I don't know. He said he was sick. I don't think so. I think that's him going like, we need to come up with a reason as to why we're not giving money back for a show that is getting kind of rough. I didn't give a shit. I thought it was fantastic regardless. So he ended up like screaming most of it, because what do you have left at that point?
Yeah.
Fucking screaming.
He's
If
got a
there's
pretty
anything he can do.
He's got a pretty great primal scream.
Oh,
Or
it's one of my
possibly
favorites.
best ever.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's just that fucking.
I would
I think
absolutely disagree, because there's a man named
Hashtag-
Randy Blythe,
Hashtag triggered. Go on.
Phil Ansamo.
Oh, he's digging in. Like you're getting like the comfort. You're getting about the school of knowledge.
Okay, I'll give you Phil Anselmo. That guy has this weird
the fucking primal guttural vocal.
fucking-
Like that is that.
I'll give you that. I'll definitely give you that. I'll
And Randy Blythe's fucking pig squeal. My
Yeah,
god.
but it's a pig squeal. It's a whole different thing. This is
Whatever.
This is,
It's fucking
this is
awesome.
More rock
though.
and roll
best
than
ever.
metal.
Best ever. We're gonna go with. No,
It's up there.
Dave Grohl. It's good. It's not bad. I'm not
Hold
saying
on.
like
First and foremost, I don't ever say
miles and light years
I don't
beyond what I can
ever-
do.
I've
I mean, I'm not like.
Granted.
but I'm just saying best ever.
well, I've always been a firm believer of never saying the best ever, like of the one. It's always whenever I categorize things as the best, it's in the best because it's like at Sam Ash, I'd always have people saying, "Bro,
Neil Peart, bro.
Neil Peart
is the Neil Peart.
He's the greatest drummer ever." It's like, okay, well, let's break that down a little bit, all right? So let's say hypothetically he's the greatest drummer ever, okay? Let's go with your fucking stupid ass fucking statement. Of what? Of what? You know how many fucking genres of music? Is he the best polka drummer ever? You fucking blind, dumb, fucking narrow-minded piece of shit. How about instead of just jumping in a camp, you pull your head out of your ass for a minute and actually play drums or actually give a shit about what that is, about making music. How about this? How about the guy that lives in Ohio in some basement who's never been in a band and he's fucking amazing. He's incredible and no one's ever heard him play drums, not
So
once
he doesn't
ever.
count.
That totally counts because
He's that
he could
tree
be.
that fell in the forest and nobody heard it, so it didn't matter.
It does matter.
Okay, yeah, no,
If you're
it
saying-
absolutely does matter because there's a band
Because
called.
if you're saying best,
Dude, okay, so there's a band called Cloud Kicker.
just because people, oh yeah,
Do you
that
know
guy's
Cloud Kicker?
fucking
Yeah, I guess
incredible.
it's one dude.
He's the best, he's amazing at all of
Everything.
the things he does.
Yeah. Okay, so this guy, in his basement, in his spare time, started recording albums, and he played all the instruments himself, all out of his basement. And he called the band Cloud Kicker. It was just him, and he starts putting up his music for free. And people started listening to it, and he started pumping
and
out
it was
albums.
so good
It was amazing.
that it actually caught.
Yeah, he started pumping out albums
So does
like
herpes.
like every couple months, but every album would have a different music genre. So like he's got one album of like Muzak, one of easy listening, one of like some fucking
I think his first one was like
Metal.
math rock kind of.
yeah math rock. Like so every album he challenges himself to a different genre, and
Okay, I will
Every
say,
time
I will
he's
say
done
I'm
it-
intrigued now because
every time-
that's not a thing that people
Oh,
do.
it's really good.
and every album he puts out is fucking phenomenal. You hear it, you go, "Oh, fuck am I doing with myself?"
Yeah.
But I think he's at a point now. He's actually, I think it was a couple years ago, he signed a record deal and quit his job and went on tour and hired a band. And
Is he still under the moniker?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I gotta look into that because I forgot about him.
No, I have not. They got some great stuff.
Yeah, but you know, you can't say something's the best. That is the best. It's like, dude, you don't have any information, yet alone all of it.
Really,
Like,
our president does that every day. and I see no problem.
Touche.
And I see no problem with that.
yeah, but that's more in the spirit of entertainment.
But speaking,
So you want to hear another singer with some great fucking vocals? Another okay, well, rock metal singer,
Okay,
Corey Taylor.
Corey Taylor is a talented individual.
Not
only does he have an amazing
is that?
scream.
Slipknot,
And,
I can't
and
fucking
Stone
stand
Sour.
Okay.
Slipknot, and
I actually
Stone
Stone
Sour.
I do like Stone Sour. I don't like Slipknot.
And he has a sultry, beautiful singing voice.
Yeah.
It is
You can't
absolutely
see it, but
incredible.
he's jerking off right now as he says it.
Hold on. Damn it, you beat me to it. You fucking...
But yeah,
I was
Corey
into
Taylor.
like dry packing, like
has a-
fuck your lube. I built up calluses on purpose.
He has a very aggressive beat-off schedule.
Somebody doesn't use lotion.
These calluses were grown by on purpose, man.
Yeah, so I agree. That is definitely 100% a amazing vocalist.
I mean, and like I said, I'm not downplaying Dave Grohl. I love Dave Grohl,
Yeah,
but
fantastic.
I mean,
No, I would say man. I'd say he's up there.
for screaming and that
Well, let me tell you, watching half of a concert where things are supposed to be sung and having him just fucking full out going ape shit, that shit was intense. It was great. It was fantastic. The guy, I think his main thing though is that he is such a great showman. Like
Yeah.
as
Absolutely.
a front man, like he knows how to talk to the audience, how to get them going, and how like he really knows how to work a crowd.
I don't like Tenacious D, but I love Miss Satan.
Again with bashing Tenacious D. God, you're such
Yeah.
a hater.
He's a D basher?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
D basher.
You would know that if you listen to our fucking podcast, asshole. Worst executive producer ever.
Ever.
Definitely the worst one we've ever had.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you that it's out of spite. Whether or not it is another. It's spite. We're going to go with that. It's all spite.
Yeah, he hates Tenacious D. However, I did reach out to Tenacious D and try to get them to come on the show.
Yeah. All right.
And I'm not against that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck it. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, they have.
Well,
they,
we do have that day.
I talked to their booking agent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How much did they want?
You talked at the booking agent.
Yeah, I talked
There
at
you go.
them.
There it is. Yeah.
Have you heard back yet?
Very
No.
important distinction.
No. I heard back.
So this is going to go back to, we had a conversation about Jason Hanselman getting Tenacious D to get on the show, in where I replied something horrendous about Jason's ability to do much of anything, which was
Oh.
unjust. But it was,
Funny.
if it's funny. If it's funny at the moment, you got to say it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's rules of comedy.
That's not even my motto. That's my automatic. That's my automatic OS.
Not even an option. So
That's why I laugh when little kids fall.
So
Welcome to life, bitch.
just try not to
Sucks,
laugh.
nerd.
So in that conversation, you said something about you wanted to know whether or not they remembered.
Sorry,
Have you talked about that situation on the podcast?
I don't think we have.
Okay,
we might
so-
have. Okay, so we went and saw Tenacious D when we were in high school in concert.
I didn't know that.
Pompano Beach Amphitheater.
Yep.
Oh, I've been there actually.
Yeah. So we
Great venue.
Yeah, and we got
I was there for Buzz Bake Sale 2002, I think.
Right.
yeah. So we go there and
If you're not familiar with the layout of said venue, which more than likely you're not,
two
it's
stages.
fairly small.
it's a amphitheater, but
got two
the
stages.
plus side is that there is parking
Right next to the gate.
Yeah, right next to it, like if it's the back of the stage where they load in, load out, and they drive out. You can, if you get there early enough, there is like on the back side of the amphitheater, there's offices where they do their business or whatever, and there's parking for that staff, but if you get there early enough, the staff obviously isn't there. You can take advantage and park right there where
The tour
bands
bus
come
lines up.
out.
It's been
Yeah.
It's been 17 years since I've been to that amphitheater, and I remember the parking being awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So
God
so,
damn.
Yeah.
so we were young and had nothing better to do. We skipped school that day because we had tickets, and we got there at like noon. For a show that started at like
And
8.
we got the first parking spot closest to the tour buses, to the loadout, and to anything that matters.
Yeah,
What time did the show start?
8.
What the fuck did you do for 8 hours?
We walked inside.
Okay.
We walked inside the unlocked amphitheater and sat down.
Yeah.
I just waited.
And they kicked us out when they started taking tickets.
Like he said, high school, nothing to do.
Yeah, I think we wound up getting lunch at Wendy's across the street and like came back. Yeah,
I believe the original game plan was just to have them. Wasn't it just to have them nearby, or was it?
yeah.
to
It was.
sign
It was to meet him. It was to meet him. Is what it was.
All right.
And so-
it was just convenience, right?
Yeah. So
And that
Anyway, so after the
that
show,
turned.
yeah.
That changed.
So after the show, I mean, we're poor high school kids. I had no fucking money, and they were selling Tenacious D cum rags at the show and T-shirts and shit. So
Go on.
everyone's in the parking lot after the show, and those guys were fucking saints. They sat there and they walked out, and their staff the whole time was like, "They're not coming out. They're not going to see you guys. They're not coming out. They're not coming out." Jack Black walks out and he goes, "Make a line." Everyone got in line, and he waited and talked
Went
and
through
signed
everyone.
every single person that was sat there and waited.
Let me say to their credit,
And had
two things.
and had conversations with everybody, not just like real quick.
Yeah.
No, like it
And
was.
two things. One, they were extremely kind, very nice, not flippant. They were interested in what you had to say, whatever. Very approachable. And the thing that really was strange, because I'm so used to nonsense in any sort of either music or film or whatever.
your life in general.
They are exactly those people.
yeah. No,
They are
the roles
what
Jack
you
Black
see.
plays. That is him.
That is
he
the
is
man.
him being himself.
Yeah, that is, and same with Kyle.
Yeah.
Their disposition is exactly who they are.
So it was funny though because like I said, poor high school kid, and so I had no fucking money. I didn't buy any of the cum rags or anything because they were selling for like $10, and I'm poor.
And you have socks.
Yeah.
You know, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah. So anyway, I'm dead last in line. I come up, and Jack Black looks at me, and he sees I'm empty-handed. He goes, "What do you want me to sign?" And I was like, just on a whim, I was like, "You want to sign my car?" And he immediately,
Oh,
eyes
you did tell me.
wide,
You told me.
eyes
He goes-
wide open,
he goes,
starts
"Are you
scanning the parking lot, and he goes, "Where is it?"
Wait,
It just starts walking in a direction, like just,
You now have to guide Jack Black where to go.
But didn't he? I remember someone saying, "Are you serious?"
that was
Like-
Kyle Gass.
Yeah. Okay.
He was a little apprehensive at
He's
first,
like,
and it was funny.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? And I was like, yeah. It was literally like 2 spots away, so it was right fucking there because we parked right there.
And the original idea was, hey, sign the sun visors,
which they did.
and they hopped in the seats and
they
they
signed-
pulled them down, signed them. Nice, beautiful thing. It
The
was, it was
dashboard,
really cool.
and then they got outside of the car, and they started drawing on the rear fenders, the
Hold
trunk,
on. Then
all over it.
No. I remember specifically saying, I don't remember how it came up, but he said something like a question of like, can we or whatever. Something. Oh, he said something about flames down the side, and you go, dude, do whatever. Do whatever you want, man.
And it was so funny because of course Kyle Gass drew flames on the
Mind
back
you, this
panel
is
behind the tire.
Hold on, this is very important.
And
This
then-
is a white Oldsmobile with black Sharpie, so it's essentially a whiteboard.
It's the
Yeah.
it's the color you can see everything the best
It's
on.
the
Yes.
it's the perfect media.
So
or medium.
It is so funny. So there's an off-duty cop there, like working at overtime or whatever for the show, and he's standing there next to Kyle Gass, and Jack Black is going nuts. Like he's
Yeah.
drawing over everything.
Kyle's apprehensive still.
Yeah,
He's
and
not going
and he
too nuts.
And I remember standing there, and Kyle Gass looks over at me, and he goes, "Are you?" He looks at me, and I'm like smiling, and he's like, "Are you sure this is?" Yours and not your dad's.
I love how common sense comes in a little bit later.
What he should have said on the spot was, "Does it really matter?"
And I was just like, "Yeah, it's mine." And he's like, "Okay." Yeah.
So Jack Black starts with a beautiful flame job off the front fender that goes into the driver door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was
yeah.
a good flame. It wasn't some bullshit. It was solid.
Oh, so he can draw, sing, and do comedy. Oh,
Yes.
okay, cool.
And
It was fine.
then
They drew themselves as little angels on the trunk and shit. And
no. He drew Satan on your hood, the devil. He drew the Jack
Yes.
Black drew the devil on the hood, and then Cage put Cage Mobile on the trunk, and then did his self portrait right there, dead center in the middle, and it just said Cage Mobile. Was there more? Or was it just those three?
I
things?
think that
What
was
did
it.
you do with the
And they
car?
weren't, and it wasn't small, mind you.
No.
Just
They
in
took-
case,
when we
just
say-
in
we
case
say
you're
we took-
thinking
we
this
say
is
it was-
small.
When we say it was on the trunk, it took up
The
trunk.
whole trunk.
Yeah.
The devil on the hood was the whole hood. The fire fenders or the fender
whole-
fires went down into the driver's door, and
Yeah.
it was fucking rad.
I feel like if they could have, they would have stapled Dave Grohl to the devil part because they seemed just that into it.
But it was really fun. It was a good time. And yeah.
The whole way on the way home, we were going, "Hey." Jack Black was sitting in this seat.
Yeah.
Hey, Kyle Gass is in this seat. It was fucking awesome. Unfortunately, the big problem is that with permanent marker on an automobile, there's very few things that seal that aren't solvent based. So anything you do to try to cover that so it never goes away is only going to make the permanent marker start to smear and fuck up.
Well,
so you just
anyway,
have to let
it's-
time
it-
do its thing.
Yeah, it faded away over time. And
It
disappeared.
lasted a long time,
Yeah, it
though.
did.
What about
Yeah.
the visors, though?
Okay,
Oh.
so the visors.
You still have them? Please tell me you still have them. Because you had them for a long
pretty sure
time, man.
if you sold that car, you sold that
He
with
took
the visors
no.
like that.
Visors are gone.
No, I took
He
the
kept them.
No, I wound up having to sell the car because it broke down, and I ripped the visors out.
Yeah, and he kept them for a long time. I just don't know.
They wound up in the attic at my mother's house.
Oh, is this where all the STP shit ended up and all that too?
She's
Yes,
crazy.
and I don't know.
She
if
ate them.
and I don't know if she got rid of them or if they're still sitting up there because she forgot about them or
Wait,
where. But I don't.
Is it that mother? It's not Donna.
No, it's not Donna. Oh no, not Donna.
That
my
shit's gone.
mother.
That
So,
shit was sold.
maybe. So, but yeah, so that disappeared.
Worst part is they probably weren't even sold for what they are. They were sold for fucking just being
Tic Tacs.
Oldsmobile visors on
yeah,
eBay.
Yeah, right. But yeah.
Good times.
And I really want them to come on the show solely so I can remind them of that
Oh,
and ask them if they remember
I'm sorry. That's where we got into this. So the whole point of starting that conversation was I was fortunate enough to run into Kyle Gass at NAMM a few years back, and he was promoting one of his solo deals. So I'm waiting in line, blah, 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 and he signs everything, and I go, hey, this may sound a little crazy, and I know you go through a lot of shit, but do you remember drawing on a car? And he goes, Pompano Beach. He's like, yeah, dude. And then he immediately stops talking to me, looks to his bandmate, and goes, dude, you're not going to believe this shit. When we were playing in Pompano Beach, these guys let us draw all over their car and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. And he's like, whatever happened to that car? It's like, it eventually stuff faded or whatever. And car went bye-bye.
Bust, yeah.
But yeah, he absolutely, not only did he remember it, he really remembered it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that was fucking cool. I mean, look, I don't care how wild your rock life is or isn't or whatever. Doing full artwork
On a car?
on a car at a show, it stands in your memory.
for a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah, that doesn't go away. You know what I mean? Like, it's at least got to be up there with your crazy fucking tour stories. I mean, Jesus Christ. Although, I think if it was just the visors,
It wouldn't have been as memorable.
no,
Yeah.
he probably would have been like, yeah. Like, I ended up doing that with my shitty Saturn with the used.
Yeah.
And the used came in and drew all over my headboard. Started again with the visors, and then it just ended up being the entire ceiling of my car. They were just going ape shit. and they were fucking crazy. They started like going through my CDs because CDs were a thing.
Yeah.
And the best part is he flips over and sees the used burnt on a CDR, and he goes, it's all right. I wouldn't buy our shit either.
He saw you just pirate their own music.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. That was Quinn, the guitarist.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. He's like, don't worry, I wouldn't buy our shit either. Oh, man. I immediately went fucking full ghost face, like just, oh no. And then I went, I'm here.
So
and that car
was
subsequently caught on fire.
What was the last CD you bought?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think the last album I bought is, okay, it's definitely going to, well, no, because streaming really fucked all that up. Okay, so physical media or purchase the digital. Because that's
Physical
two different
media.
things. Like physical disc in my hand.
Physical disc in your hand, got a little booklet.
That one I'm actually kind of proud of. The last physical disc that I had. Oh no! It the last two. The last two I purchased was not the latest Thrice album, but the one before. The really long title one. The only one that
They did- I know
they
they-
started abbreviating them.
Major, minor?
No, after that. When
Was
they
it-
came, when they came
Was that Honey?
the one, yeah,
Honey?
yeah, the one with that with black honey on it.
Yeah.
That I purchased that one, and then the one before that was Carnival Asymmetry, which is hands down one of my favorite albums of all time. That is a unbelievable album to drop acid.
What was the
and just
first?
put really good headphones on and just go.
What was the first album you ever bought?
All right. Albums, because it wasn't one album. I, like many, ripped off Columbia House.
yeah, we all did.
And in that bundle came... I can only remember a couple of the ones that I got. One of them was...
Boys to Men?
It's a great
I
fucking
can't
album.
s-
It holds up well, by the way.
It
I
does,
can't. I can't say
How many people like harmonize that well today without fucking
Auto-tune. Yeah.
the guys from Always Sunny. Just saying. They fucking rocked out some Boyz II Men.
Damon.
So in that bundle was
Are they men
Green
now?
Day, Dookie,
Are they? Yes.
Ooh, okay.
I bought that
Okay.
album 8 times because I always had to fucking have it.
Rob Zombie,
Rob
Zombie or White Zombie?
Rob
Thank you.
Zombie, whatever I forget what
But
the album
that
was called.
doesn't include More Human Than Human, which is the greatest song ever
It-
to drive to.
That is
ever.
a great song. But no, it was the Rob Zombie album.
Hellbilly Deluxe or whatever.
There it is,
Oh, yeah.
Hellbilly Deluxe. And I don't remember the other ones. It was Columbia House, so I got at least fucking 8.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Hey, those were free. Shipping and handling is all of your money forever."
Columbia House.
And what I said was, "Wrong, motherfucker, because
I'm-
you sent this shit to my daddy, and he's dead. He's been dead since I was 4, so I don't owe you shit."
Columbia
and I
House ruining credit scores at like 13 years old.
Thank you very much.
So what was the last CD that you bought, Krebs?
Oh fuck! Last like physical CD.
Yeah.
I know exactly what it was actually. It was the Ocean's 11 soundtrack that I bought for Pops.
Does that count though? Because it's for someone else.
We
I
listened
think
to
it does count, and it
He re-
doesn't count. All right, so go before that.
He ripped it and then gave me the MP3s, but he kept it.
So what's before that?
It was for us, sweetheart. No, before that, fuck.
Were you holding dicks as you listened to it?
Why do you ask questions you know the answer to? Like, it's weird, dude.
The answer is yes. I'm sorry.
It was one that I never actually opened and listened to. It was it was Green Day, American Idiot.
You never listened to it?
No, I didn't.
Then
because
you did it just right,
I kind of got over them by then. Like I just
and rightfully so. The only real like band thing I've done in Washington was I filled in for a drummer that was out of town from someone I met on a job. Shot the shit with him, whatever, and exchanged numbers. And one day he's like, "Hey, our drummer's out, and we need to practice some stuff for a show, whatever. Do you want to come fill in?" All right, yeah, man, that sounds awesome. So he gave me a list of a bunch of horrible songs. Not only were they horrible songs, not only were they horrible all in their own, but then they have to be cover songs.
Yeah.
So, like, take songs that are awful and then reduce that down to the ones that all the idiots want to hear. And one of those being American Idiot.
I know what it's like, man. I played in a cover band. You don't get to play what you want to play. You play
Nope.
what people want to
That's
hear
right.
because you're getting paid to play that night.
That is true.
Yes, you play.
And I wasn't getting paid to play it because I was just filling in. So I had to play Seether and fucking, a bunch of
I
shit.
like a couple Seether songs. Only a couple. Only a couple.
Yeah, I did find a couple Seether songs that didn't make me retch as I was having to play the ones that did. Because, they were the ones.
Yeah.
Although they did, what was cool about this cover band, and I think you can get away with it a little bit, maybe I guess you can get away with it in general as a cover band, is you do like the gratuitous ones, and then you throw in ones from those bands that are actually pretty unknown, but are pretty fucking awesome. But because you went all the way and gave them the fucking complete bullshit, you can get away with sneaking in a couple fun ones. Like we had a couple Alice in Chains songs that were ones that I never heard.
Which ones?
I'm bad at this.
Okay, so I can tell you this. Okay, so when I did the cover band thing, this is what we did. You break it down. We had 3 sets. Because generally here in this area, the scene for a cover band, you're going to play all night. It's going to be one band, and you have breaks, right?
Right.
So you set up 3 sets. Each set needs to have an average of 10 songs.
Okay.
So depending on how long the songs are or whatever, 9, 11, somewhere in there. And then you always have 2 or 3 pocket songs just in case the crowd's really feeling it. You're not ready for the break. You can throw an extra one on there at the end. And so the way we would split it up is you'd have... we had 3 songs every night that we wanted to play. Every set got 1 song that nobody was going to know that we wanted to
for
fucking
you.
play. That
So
was for
you-
us.
So you could continue on with the night.
Yes. So like the one we all love to play, we did Sober from Tool,
Oh, nice.
which actually wound up getting a lot of traction
Okay.
and people started listening to it more. And then we also did what was it?
Obviously,
look at the wall.
Obviously, Rio.
Rio. We did a metal version of Rio.
Oh, obviously, you wanted to do Mr. Brightside.
No. What was it? I forget the name of the goddamn song. Which one
You
was
guys
it?
did, you
we-
guys did beat it, and I never
yes,
heard that.
we
Fuck
did.
you.
We did beat it. Oh,
Love
straight
it.
up. We did straight up. Paula Abdul. We did a metal version
You
of
were,
that.
you guys
Nice.
were, you guys were
And it
gonna do
was-
that with Until They Turn Red because I really wanted Shu to fucking have to sing that.
Yeah,
Damn it.
it was, and that was fucking phenomenal. And oh my god, we got so much crowd reaction from that one. Like,
That's kind of fun.
and it was fun as shit.
That's got to be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, we usually
absolutely.
tried to close with that one.
So I figured out the Alice in Chains song. Oh, go ahead.
because they won't expect it. It's like a finger in the ass. You
Yeah.
didn't know you wanted,
I didn't like it before.
but you're knuckle deep, and I'm having a great time.
I'm
you see-
along for the ride.
You see, we stretched over everything. We did the Cars. We did some.
damn, nice.
We did the Wicked Game. Damn it.
Make me feel bad for moving. Thank you.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Blink-182.
Blink-182.
Right.
Yeah, so we did like some pop stuff, and then we did like, of course you got to throw in. We did an AC/DC song.
I Will Survive. Fuck
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, we did I Will Survive. We did the Cake version.
I was about to say which
Oh,
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
did-
I'm not familiar,
It's
but I
really-
can imagine what it
it's
is.
really
How dare you?
it's really
How
fucking
dare you
good.
come in this room and not know cake?
I
Yeah.
know Cake. I don't know.
Somewhere
I
Gal
Will
is crying.
Survive.
We did some Def Leppard, Animal.
And to be fair, I don't give a fuck about cake.
You should.
I
And
like
of course,
pie.
I'll
and-
work on it.
I like pie. Sorry.
And the one rule we always had is
I'm
Also shut up.
I'm being literal.
shut up.
And
We needed to have one Journey song in every set.
is that rule?
That was a rule. Not even kidding.
By who?
Us.
Oh, by you guys.
Because
it just does something.
it does something.
It
that
doesn't matter.
Every
it just
time.
does something.
Every time. So that was
You
the-
can. There's times where you'll play a set and you just don't have them. They're not yours. They want
Exact-
nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
You break Journey out
you win.
like fucking putty in your hands.
Journey unites white people in a way our president our president can't.
So we knew.
No, and I've seen this. I was in Iowa. I was in Indiana.
Steve
Illinois.
Perry for president.
Yeah.
Steve Perry.
For president.
But yeah, so one Journey song every set,
Okay, I can see that.
and it worked out. And then so we learned a bunch of fucking Journey songs.
Ones that you never knew existed,
We did
or at least ones that you never knew to want.
yeah. My favorite one to play was Separate Ways.
I'm not sure I'm familiar with that.
You are. You just don't know you are.
Probably.
If you heard it, you go, oh, that song.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
By the way,
one
the
day
Alice in Chains
love will
song
find
was
you.
Angry Chair.
Oh, it's a great song.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'd never known it. And
What? How do you not know that song? It's like one of their big ones.
I don't know. I was never a huge Chains fan.
You should get into them. They're fucking amazing.
No, they are amazing. They're amazing.
Do you know who does really good chain songs and other?
Rearview Mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
What's that?
one of my favorite local cover bands, Rearview Mirror.
Yeah.
They do a lot of Pearl Jam. They do all '90s stuff, all grunge
grungy
and
stuff?
Yeah,
Nice.
Well, they do a grunge tribute band because there isn't enough of one band because
Yeah,
it didn't
right.
last long
to
enough.
do a whole. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just cover all the grunge,
but
They all died too soon.
so
and the rest
they're-
are due to die like any minute now.
yeah, and their singer.
They're dead inside.
I've said it before in the podcast.
Actually, I was talking about that
Shut up!
today about
Shut up
Eddie
and
Vedder.
listen. Their singer,
You fucking piece of
their
shit.
singer is fucking phenomenal.
Awesome.
Nails Eddie Vedder.
That's exactly
Nails
what he
it.
should be
Fucking
fucking doing because
nails
he's a
it.
singer, you asshole.
I know, but the talent pool down here is limitedly small.
What?
And for singers.
Okay.
that wanna
Oh,
do a
yeah,
cover
yeah.
band.
I 100% agree with that.
90%,
Actually, 1,000%
90%
agree
of the
with that.
fucking cover bands you go to see are guys that can almost be in key.
Most
And-
singers, most people that try to sing are not singers.
Yes,
down here.
exactly.
You guys
And
needed a singer so
he-
bad you came to me, and I don't sing.
And he hates his own voice.
Yeah,
I do.
right. But this guy, holy shit!
Yeah.
Fuck, he's awesome.
See, a cover band singer is a whole different animal, though, because you have to be a chameleon.
Yeah.
You have to be able to.
You have to
do
nail other
different
people's
tonalities.
shit. Yeah, and he
and
does
do
it.
it justice.
He nails it.
That's awesome.
They're fucking.
It's a rarity. It's a
he's
rarity.
awesome.
Well, we talked about that on Craig's podcast, which you didn't hear because you suck ass. But we were talking
Ass
about like
sucker.
we were talking about like how you do covers well. You have to do like an honest interpretation, an honest cover of it, or you have to make it your own. But you can't.
Right.
But you can't wishy washy because then it just fucking
See,
sucks.
And I don't know if you agree or disagree, but still to this day, I feel that I don't know if it's because of the song that was chosen or the way that it was done. I cannot stand a perfect circles imagine.
It's terrible.
It's horrendous.
It is god
First
awful.
off,
I'm not a fan.
First off, that's. I have a problem with that song being covered in general.
You
just
have
because
to first. You have to fuck Yoko Ono. She steals your soul. Then you sing it. That's how
I
you
don't
do
think
that.
that's a song that you do your own way. I think that's a song that you cover as what it is. And I don't know if that's just because of who it is or because of the message or what. I don't know what it is. I can't give you an answer. Right? It's not something that I have a tangible reason for. But I just feel like fucking with it. It's like fucking with perfection. You know what I mean? Like you don't go up to the Mona Lisa and go, that bitch needs a mustache. It's how it should be. Leave it the fuck alone. And then he made it really like dark and foreboding, but it didn't feel genuine.
I was uncomfortable listening to it.
Yeah,
I
me
didn't-
too.
I didn't like it
It
at all.
felt dark and foreboding in all the wrong ways, and I get what he was trying to do, but
And I'm not.
didn't.
And I'll be honest. I'm not even a big fan of the original song. Like it's
not-
all right.
I won't
like,
go
eh.
listen to it, but
can't
when
stand
it's
the
on,
Beatles.
I'm just like, all right, cool. But that's because I don't listen to it as frequent enough
Yeah.
to.
But we know it in a happy way. Like we have like
yeah, you have your.
I can't stand the Beatles, but like I
I like the Beatles.
Faggot.
Depending
I
on what
fucking
it
hate
is.
the Beatles. I can't
can't
fucking
stand
stand them.
Go fuck
Yeah.
yourselves.
No.
No.
I fucking hate them because I worked at Starbucks and they came out with like their redone version of everything. So for an entire fucking month, all I heard was Beatles songs. I didn't know.
Okay, well, that would
I didn't
make
know-
anyone hate
I
it.
didn't know there were that many Beatles songs I hated till I worked at Starbucks.
You didn't know they had as many songs as you've gone to before.
I went to so I worked at the Miami Music Works, the little piano shop and music store.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. The only music the owner would play on fucking repeat was the goddamn Beatles. There
Oh,
was
see, but that kind of shit would make anyone hate it.
I
Anyone.
can't fucking stand them now.
You know what that is to me? When I worked at Sam Ash in Dolphin, not inside of a dolphin for anyone listening.
Dolphin Mall.
Dolphin Mall.
I think all of our listeners are down here mostly, so you're fine.
for the
No,
Sweden
according
listeners.
to our statistics.
They all know that you can't even park at Dolphin and not be bilingual.
For the locals that are listening on a VPN,
Well, no, our statistics say we have 3% of our listeners in Sweden.
and those are the VPN users. So
It took us a month to realize that's probably true.
Because we were looking at it going, who the fuck is in Sweden? Yeah, we're not tech savvy.
yeah, VPNs.
VPNs, yeah.
They're like, nah, Comcast ain't tracing shit, son.
Very pussy.
They don't
niggas.
want to see all this kiddie porn. Fuck that.
Very pussy niggas.
So,
Yeah, what?
Dolphin Mall.
Yeah.
The song that I cannot listen to ever again, because every goddamn South American that came into that store, because keep in mind, it's all South Americans going into that store, because that is their international bazaar for anything that they don't have in South America, which is everything that's ever existed.
Yay, free
know?
market capitalism.
Huh?
I'm waiting for the song. Like,
Oh, I'm getting there.
and like
Yeah, you're taking too
Every-
fucking long.
Shut the fuck up.
And-
It's called build up.
and I'm trying to like guess. I don't know. Like,
All right, I'll give you one guess.
all right, Kunta Kinte.
I'm not sure that's a song.
No, but that was your you grabbed a label maker while you were at work and you wrote that out.
I did.
And-
I remember that.
And
Jesus
the,
Christ.
And the only reason I know that is because the On This Day app thing on Facebook. I stole that and I took it, and me and Gay Danny were hanging out, and my profile picture for like 6 months is me with that label maker.
Kunta Kinte.
But except
Amazing.
for I have like a I've got a like
Carlton sweater.
no, shut up. No, I've got like a I don't know, like a I can't think.
Out with it, man.
I can't think of the word. It's like a I don't know, blanket that's like on a couch.
A throw blanket?
Oh,
Thank you. Throw
an
blanket.
Afghan.
Yeah, I'm wrapped in that, but I've got your label on me, but you can't read the rest of the label. It just says cunt. With a K.
Was that intentional or unintentional?
No, this is completely unintentional.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
So somewhere on my Facebook, if you like go through my profile pictures, you just me like wrapped in like in Afghan. That's
And
easier to
it's
say.
a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
With a label of
So what's
cunt.
the song you
And I
hate?
was on
Just fucking say it.
Oh, yeah.
What's
We
your
get
guess?
we get it.
What's your guess?
I don't know. Gloria Estefan, music is gonna get your group. The
That's
rhythm is gonna
actually
get
really.
you.
That's actually a really good guess. It really is. If it was in the '90s, that totally probably would have been what it is.
I was thinking used to know by or
No.
No.
Okay, how about Miami Music Machine?
Cold? Play? Fucking clocks. Every fucking day, dude. Every fucking day, multiple times a day, okay? Because there's tons of keyboards and pianos out there, and the only fucking band that these assholes that want to play fucking piano know in South America is Coldplay. So every fucking day, like a scheduled appearance, ding 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 ding, and it's not done right. It's like ding 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 ding. Oh my God, if I hear that song one more fucking time, ding, 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 God damn it! It was fucking horrendous. And it became like an inside joke for anyone that works there because it's that prevalent.
It's like any
I'm
Metallica
not-
song in a guitar store.
Yes! Can I help you? It's that prevalent. It was so fucking obnoxious. And it was so often it felt like it was a coordinated attack from South America. That's what it felt like.
That's why we need a border wall.
That's what I'm saying. Starts right in Sam Ash.
That's why we need a border wall.
Right around the pianos. Trump needs... he's fucking up because he can spend a lot less. He just needs to build a wall around those fucking pianos. That's it.
You know the border wall has a GoFundMe now.
Does it?
That doesn't surprise me.
There's a GoFundMe for the border wall someone started.
does not
It's already got up
surprise
to $1 million. He's trying to raise $1 billion.
I'm sure he'll be there in no time.
He's got $1 million already. It's only like a day old or some shit.
I'll put my money towards that.
I think I will too.
I'll give him 46 cents. Keep them motherfucking Mexicans out.
You know how I know you're gay? You listen to Coldplay.
Against my will at work? Yeah, you're gay because you listen to the Beatles, you pieces of shit.
Yeah.
You like the Beatles. Nobody likes Coldplay.
That's not true. Their first album was good. It was good.
And you just proved
Bigger,
his point.
stronger.
That's Kanye West.
No.
Or Daft Punk.
No, they.
You're wrong twice.
No, they also have a song named that, and it's why people don't know about it. It's one of my favorite songs of theirs. I heard it, and when I didn't even realize it was from them, and it kind of pissed me off. Like Bigger, Stronger, something.
Their first album that's the one with spiders. That one was really good. And then the second one there's a couple songs that are pretty solid. And then everything they've ever made after that has been complete and utter garbage. One of the big sells for me though for the first album though is because I'm into production and stuff like that.
Not now though.
What?
Not now though. You're not into production or anything now.
What?
Now-
Like as I'm on this podcast?
No, now you do air conditioning. You're not even a drummer right now, technically.
I am
just saying.
still into production.
You're into
that
it.
doesn't change.
But you don't do it.
No, I do.
He did.
Yeah.
He's our producer.
As of today, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No, yesterday.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yesterday.
I'm sorry. I meant like producing music, not a couple of chuckleheads.
Wait. You
came here on purpose.
You produced our theme song,
I sure did.
our intro music.
I honestly did not know that was you talking.
Oh yeah. Yes, that is me, and that came out of my mouth on a whim. It
works.
No idea what I was going to
You do
say.
a pretty decent generic British
Generic
accent.
British.
Yeah. Also, I'm an American. What the fuck do I know? So
Yeah, right. Any British dude listening is just like, that's complete shit. Absolute shit.
crikey.
That's the wrong country.
Crikey.
Yes, they say that. You don't know that? Crikey.
That's
I'm pretty
fucking
sure
Australia, man. Crikey.
Austria.
Yeah.
Throw another
Austria.
shrimp on the Barbie.
How long has it been? It's been probably a solid 10 years since somebody actually purposely referenced Dumb and Dumber. Except for that really shit sequel that I refuse to see.
I saw it.
I did see it.
I saw it.
And I can assure you that it does have a couple laughs, but it's exactly what you thought it was going to be.
What's the opposite of too soon? Too late?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. And look, I'm a Jim Carrey.
Who
is
okay,
it?
okay.
Everyone
but
loves Jim Carrey.
I like that movie
I
because
really
I went into
hoped.
it. I went into it with no misconceptions about what I was about to get into. I was like, this is a sequel,
I guess.
and you know what?
Jim
Maybe
Carrey
I
needs
just-
money. Jeff
I-
Daniels doing fine, though.
I just want some dumb.
weird.
I just want some dumb physical comedy. Let's see if he still does it. I'm sure whatever.
There were some
Whatever.
funnies in it.
No, there was some great
There were
funnies.
some really good funnies.
Yeah.
But like most sequels, the plot was what didn't.
Yeah,
It
no,
felt like it was
hollow.
just thrown.
It was,
It was hollow.
It was
didn't have
hollow.
and
But-
don't get me wrong, we're talking about a sequel to a movie that was
hollow
literally
as fuck.
the most hollow, dumb shit on the planet, but it worked. And
it's also one of my favorite soundtracks. But by the way, for a movie, have you heard it?
no, I don't think I have.
Oh, you should.
I'll be sure to get on that.
Yeah, I was never big into soundtracks. I don't. Yeah.
It was. Like,
I
like
used to be
much
when
later,
they
I
used to
realized.
make good soundtracks back in the day.
Have you listened? Okay, so I got a question for you.
Spawn soundtrack.
Are we gonna go?
Or that was you that said that.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, that was you.
Because
Okay.
the soundtrack is amazing.
It is amazing.
I was gonna ask you.
That was somebody's acid
I-
trip to like.
I
pair
had
these
known.
people up.
How about this? I listened to that album or that soundtrack long before I'd
I-
ever seen Spawn.
I bought it.
I
paid
think,
to
no,
see
no, no. I think I actually did have
Yeah.
the sound. I
Somewhere
bought the
in
soundtrack.
storage, I
You know
got
why?
it.
Because Kick the PA, and I was big into Korn at the time. So I was like, oh, a Korn song that's not on an album. I'll buy this. Holy shit, this album is fantastic. And then I eventually
Most
saw the
random
movie.
pairings ever.
Devil's Rejects.
Really? I could see that.
The
obviously,
soundtrack-
if it's curated by Rob Zombie.
The
it's gonna be
soundtrack
good.
for that was fucking phenomenal, and it had like, okay, so have you seen any of the other Rob Zombie flicks?
Not on purpose.
They're fucking amazing.
Wait, which one did you say? Devil's Rejects?
Devil's Rejects. The scene at the end when they're in the car and they're driving towards the fucking guys, shooting, and they're all
don't
gonna die,
remember.
and they play fucking Freebird, and you don't realize they're playing Freebird because it fits the fucking scene so goddamn
you don't-
perfect.
you're not-
You don't realize you're like Freebird. No, the Freebird's not making the scene. It just blended and meshes so perfectly. Like fuck, it is good. Like it gave me a whole newfound
called art.
appreciation
It's
of
called
that
art.
song.
That's art.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
art. Perfect placement.
Yeah,
There
seriously.
is an art to that. There's
Yeah.
totally an art to that.
But you haven't seen his other flicks?
I want to say that I have. And
Okay, so-
I think I've seen. I want to say that I saw Devil's Rejects not that long ago, actually, because I was going like, "Hey, I've never seen these. I'd only seen House of Thousand Dead Corpses.
House of a Thousand Corpses, and then
Oh,
Devil's
and I-
Rejects is a sequel.
I did
And then-
watch that Halloween one he did.
Halloween was pretty good.
And I think I believe critically that movie got shit on.
Yeah, it did.
I thought it was fantastic.
I thought it was
It
phenomenal.
was amazing.
Yeah.
He did great.
Okay, so-
I was totally invested in the whole thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, "Oh, the origin story that Halloween never needed." Blah blah blah. It's like, first off, who the fuck are you? Anything needs anything ever because it can be, right? And who the fuck says it doesn't need anything?
So-
it was done really well.
My favorite movie that he's done was El Super Bisto.
Never heard.
Yeah, no one did.
But if you just said who produced the movie, was it?
Rob Zombie,
No. What was it called?
El Super Bisto.
El Super Bisto. If you said, hey, who directed and or produced El Super Bisto, I would immediately say, without any prior knowledge, Rob Zombie did that motherfucker because it's called El Super Bisto. That is the most Rob Zombie title I've ever heard in my entire life.
It's a cartoon.
Okay.
It's about a superhero.
And there's Squeak.
It's about a superhero Mexican wrestler.
Oh my God.
Yes, and
How much death is involved
so much. And they fight.
in proper Rob Zombie style?
They fight zombie Nazis on the moon.
Whoa.
It's a weird sentence to say out loud.
And his wife is in it, of course. She plays the hot chick in the movie, who hooks up with the
Is
rope.
that the chick that's in all the movies?
Yeah, that's his wife.
That's his wife?
Yeah,
And my friend has felt
The
her
blonde, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Baby?
yeah, baby, that's his wife.
Get the fuck out of here.
so
and my
she-
friend has felt her boobs
Nice. She,
Good for your friend.
She plays. She's in the movie,
while Rob Zombie watched.
and she falls in love.
True story.
Or
Also good for your friend.
a robot. Oh, she doesn't fall in love. The robot falls in love with her, and so the throughout the movie.
Hold
there's
on,
this-
hold on. When did robots come into this? Is this literally
weird-ass
Was
movie.
this literally Rob Zombie
This is Mad Libs.
going, all right, I want to take every B, C, and D horror film that I've ever loved and put it all in one
Oh yeah,
fucking place.
Oh yeah. So the whole time the robot is like constantly fighting, getting an erection around the chick.
Oh my God. Holy shit, dude.
Hold on, so robots get erections too.
Yes.
Well, yes, mechanical erections.
And so he can like
They're lube.
he can like transform. And he turns himself into a car, and she always get in the car and ride
Oh,
it.
I thought he was going to turn
And every
himself
time-
into a cock.
Yeah, every time she gets in the car to ride it, he like he's like, oh my god, because
This
she's
sounds
inside
like
of
a
him.
horror anime.
Yeah, it's, dude, it's a goddamn comedy.
Or if you're a douchebag, anime.
It's a goddamn comedy, and it's fucking great. It is so good.
I might have to check that out.
It's really good.
That
like,
sounds fucking insane.
like have a little edible.
Super Beast. Oh yeah, that's
Have a little
definitely
edible.
edible material right there, my
Have
friend.
have a little edible. Sit down on the couch. Get your popcorn.
I don't know if you can watch that like stone cold
Okay,
sober.
well,
I think
watch-
there has to be inebriation.
Well, no.
involved.
Watch it sober first, so you get it,
I think I gotta watch
and then
it sober after.
go back, or either or whatever.
I think it has to be after.
You gotta have one time sober so you can absorb.
Yeah, what's really going on?
Yeah,
Because I'm assuming your mind just starts racing.
yeah.
Is that torrential downpour?
Yes, it is. Welcome to Brain.
Ah, hello, Florida. It's been a long time.
Who's Ashley? Who's Ashley Lamb?
Lambeski.
What did you say?
Ashley Lamb. I
That's
don't know.
that's Ash.
Ash,
That's
yeah.
I don't know her. I just posted on Facebook and she goes, "I miss his mug. Tell him hi."
Yeah, it's
Who,
Ashley.
me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Tell her I said hi.
Old Ridge Rat.
Yeah, old Ridge Rat.
Okay.
One of the old fam. Where is she? She's
Not here.
She's like fucking out, right? Like
Yeah, I think she got.
she pulled a Kimmy or something and just got the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I think she got. I think she's got a couple kids now.
Yeah.
I want to say. I don't know.
She was probably the sweetest of all of the whole bunch. Like she was just nothing but nice and happy.
Yeah.
Like
Ew.
everyone had their perky or their shitty little iniquities. She was like always happy, while everyone was just trying to be dreadful. Good person.
Yeah.
She's great.
She dated Nick Brown for a long time.
We all dated Nick Brown at some point.
I hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't make it weird.
Yeah.
I think I was told.
What's the UPS slogan?
I don't know. You would know better.
Go Brown or something. or maybe that's the is it NAACP?
Oh, Jesus.
Was that the right abbreviation?
Are we playing offensive Scrabble? Because I wish you told me.
Oh, we got to set up the pieces. Yeah, that's awful. I love it.
Yes, it is very awful.
Hello, Florida. It's very nice to meet your torrential downpour again
And get
after
pissed
I
on by you.
soaked my fucking shoes earlier. Not something I'm used to anymore because before we left earlier to pick up the lovely crepes, it was pouring like a motherfucker, then immediately stopped, was completely clear for our entire drive, came back, and now it is pouring ass all over again. That does not happen in Seattle. They pick a theme and they run with it until you can't stand life anymore. Like that's you want drizzle? You want drizzle, motherfucker? You're getting drizzle for months.
Well, 33% of all men in Seattle menstruate.
It's higher.
Is it higher?
It's
I'm pretty sure
definitely
there's a thing now that
Cherokee hair
Oh,
tampons.
some men bleed. No, that's a thing.
No. Somebody was trying to push a law that I think it's in England, sex education, that any sex can bleed.
Yeah, no.
That doesn't
and
sound like
Canada,
an England
and
thing.
Canada.
That sounds like a Canadian thing for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Jordan
Doesn't
Peterson,
sound like British.
Jordan Peterson and
And they're actually going to teach this in like sex education that like any sex can bleed.
So when did they just start completely 100% start teaching complete falsity?
well, they used
Like
to teach
complete fallacies.
I don't know.
Well, no. They used to teach creationism in school, so there's always been some fallacy.
All right, but that's just ignorance.
No, it's not.
That
It's
is-
willful ignorance.
There's a
There's a-
prefix to that, my friend.
You're missing a descriptor there. That's very important to this equation. It's not just
That is
ignorance;
true.
it's willful ignorance.
That is true.
Willful.
Look, it makes life easier.
No, it doesn't.
Sure it does.
No, it doesn't.
Live blindly? Yeah, sure.
No, it doesn't.
How does it not?
Okay, because like I said earlier, there's some things that are objective and there's some things that are subjective. Remember we were talking in the car?
I don't remember anything.
Okay, fair enough. Some things are
Lying
subjective.
bitch.
I do. I am
Some
lying.
things are objective and some things are subjective. If you treat things that are objective as subjective, you live in a false reality. You are basing your choices off of something that is not true. So from that point on, it's like, okay.
Is this why?
This is okay. So there was a guy
Is the
that
cornerstone of your argument exactly why they say that it's faith? Because faith is specifically a word that is designed to say we don't have the fact, but we believe.
faith is fucking stupid.
Right? It's
dumb.
It's ignorance in the face of lack of proof or fact.
It's using the lack of proof as evidence.
Faith is very simply summed up in God, I hope so.
Yeah.
That's literally it. Because you don't know. You do not know. You couldn't possibly know.
Boy, I really hope so, because
Yeah.
otherwise
Yeah.
I've spent my entire life.
But it's okay. There was this guy, his hobby was writing pie and like figuring out the numbers to pi. And I think he.
It's better to eat it.
I told you about this.
Yeah,
Actually.
yeah.
That's,
and he got like, I think he wound up doing
Wait,
like a couple.
you mean like
he would physically like
kept on
hand
trucking?
count. Yeah. He got it. He did a couple hundred digits of pi. Like it was a hobby of his. Well, it turns out he made a mistake early on.
He actually had.
Oh no!
he-
And
he
I
act-
assume that's based off of the last number you've done,
Yes.
right?
I actually used to know how to like my 7th or 8th grade like algebra teacher taught us how to calculate pi. It's not hard. You just have to like keep up with it. And
So-
he had the record for the longest of like I don't know, the longest amount of like pi that had been,
Wait, but don't we calculate that shit digitally?
Yeah. Well, he was doing it by
Then-
hand. It was a hobby.
Then-
was this back in this
when
old
compu-
times
then-
or something?
Yeah. Then when
Okay.
computers came along, we found out he made a mistake somewhere very,
Oh
very
my
early on.
God.
And that made
So his entire life was a lie?
Yes.
His entire existence
Yes.
was based off of fallacy.
Yes. Which just happens when you take.
Holy! Thank God he was dead when that was figured out. Because if not, that was going to happen real fast.
But this is what happens when you take things that are objective, and you treat them as subjective,
and you build on it.
and you build on that. So everything from that point is wrong. And you build this false reality that you live in, and you make false assumptions about things.
I'm still just
like,
hung up on the fact that this fucking guy just spent.
You're
his
missing the moral of the-
entire-
missing the
No,
moral
I
of the
get the
story.
moral. I just find
God
that
damn it.
I find it more interesting that this poor fuck
Something Locke is his last name.
spent his
He was an
entire
Englishman.
life to that. Man, wow, what a bummer, huh? If there was a fucking afterlife,
I'm pretty sure he
man,
died. I'm pretty
he's
sure
in hell.
Pretty sure he
He
died.
fucked up. God's like, nah, you fucked up pie, you fucking dummy. Get in there.
I don't think God cares because
Well, he is a mathematician.
I don't even know this, but God's not actually a thing.
Yeah.
He is, and he loves math.
I thought you were gonna say he loves Matt.
Yeah, I thought you were saying he loves me. I was like, I guess, yeah.
and only Matt.
Yeah.
If God was real, he would be a huge fan of The Big Bang Theory.
Why?
Because he's fucking awful, just like that show.
Tell us how you really feel.
Right turn.
I'm sorry, that might be the booze talking, or
If you want to know
that awful fucking piece of
No,
shit
no,
that's
no,
a cultural phenomenon.
if you want to
talking.
know why why that fucking show sucks, Wisecrack. Wisecrack has a channel on YouTube, and they fucking go point by point exactly why it sucks.
Oh,
I fucking love
Bless
Wisecrack.
their souls. Bless their souls. They're doing the work of the supposed gods.
They also do Thug Notes, which is
I'm not sure what that is, but it sounds
It's
promising.
fucking awesome. It's this ghetto ass black guy who goes point by point over like classical shit like Clockwork Orange, like
Oh my god.
like
So
Death
it's Cliff
Mockingbird.
Notes
it's exactly
from the hood.
but it's
That sounds
fucking
amazing.
it's fucking amazing.
Jesus Christ.
I
These
spent,
guys are brilliant.
I spent all last week just like watching all of this. He does everything. He's Fight Club, Battlefield Earth.
What is it? It's like a video thing or
Yeah. It's a video thing, but it's under the umbrella of Wisecrack.
yeah.
And they
Oh
go through
my God,
every
that's awesome.
They do Dune, like the actual book series.
Yeah.
They go through that. They go through Ender's Game. They go
See,
through,
the beauty is
It's
if
so
this guy
fucking good.
actually is hood as fuck,
he is.
he shouldn't know any of this. And he does.
Hood people
And
can
it's
learn.
amazing.
You know, they can read.
Yeah, I've heard.
Jesus.
Yeah, no shit.
You sound like Daniel Tosh. Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, the point is, remember we were talking about statistics earlier, motherfucker? Statistically, they don't know about fucking Dune, the whitest bullshit on the planet. Okay, so
I feel like
That
there is
sounds
whiter
like-
things on the planet.
that's pretty fucking white.
There are whiter.
Maybe. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on that. However,
No, you
what
act-
I will give you, what I
actually-
will say is that this is a brilliant concept that I really wish I had the
Fortune of coming up with first.
yeah, and then and not just that, but also having the dude. You know what I mean? like fucking, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good hood name to what's his what's his name?
What's his hood name?
I don't know. It's just called Thug Notes. I don't know. They don't.
I thought you said Thug Nuts.
That's what you wanted to hear.
It's hosted by Lil Thug.
Oh shit,
Lil Thug.
Little Thug, Double Thug.
I can look it up.
That sounds
You know,
so
because
good.
they all have Little or Young before their name now.
No, they have Lil. Very important
Little,
to note.
Little or Young.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lil apostrophe.
Yeah, because that belongs there.
How? All right, so this goes back to were you a part of the grouping when I believe it was I know at least it was me and Erica when we found the Stowe,
No.
but you saw the picture, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
for the listeners, there is and or was, I don't know if it's still around. There's here in South Florida, we have a beautiful, wonderful part of town called Pirine. And Pirine
Pirine.
is Pirine. Pirine hosts a number of projects and various
Government subsidized housing.
questionable areas.
Section 8. It's
If you're of the wider persuasion, you might not be as welcome as other parts of town.
Unless you brought your
Which-
black,
which-
unless you brought your black friend.
Which, as of today, I went to a soul food place in Pirine, and smooth sailing. It was fantastic.
I go there all the time.
I've actually never been so welcomed at an establishment
I
in
go-
my life.
I
These
go
guys
there-
were
I go-
fucking awesome.
No, I go to that part of town for work all the time. It's not a big deal. Relax.
Yeah, but you're trying to get them something that they want.
Yeah, but afterwards
They want you there.
Yeah, but afterwards I hang out, just chilling. I don't.
What,
I
you
don't
drinking beers?
I don't fucking
You
leave.
fucking pouring 40s on the corner for their friends?
No, my friends.
Wow. How many friends you lost in the Pirine? You mean like, dead or physically? I just can't find that motherfucker.
Hold on.
For the listeners, there was a convenience store called Da Stowe, and it was spelled DA space STO apostrophe. They grammatically fucking nailed it. Fucking nailed it. Man, I'm going down to the Stowe. And it was fucking awesome. I took a picture of it. It existed, and I had proof. This is before cell phones and cameras and all that other shit. So today I went to a soul food place, and it's called Flavas Miami. And it is FLAVA apostrophe S. Say what you will about the hood. These motherfuckers got better grammar than half of the people on the fucking planet. They're fucking nailing it.
Then
nailing it.
Can they do the food though? Because
Oh, the food was incredible. Like, I got chicken and waffles, and it wasn't the best chicken and waffles I've ever had. It was the best chicken I've ever had and the best fucking waffle I've ever had. And they put that shit together. It was unbelievable. And tomorrow, I'm going over there getting shrimp grits. It's fucking incredible.
It's really funny. So we live pretty close to Gould's, and
You mean in their backyard?
yeah. So
You mean where Kimbo Slice got his start?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Knocking motherfuckers out in the backyard? Yeah.
Calero's
So-
here. I should assume to get random ass fucking references. Oh, he died.
So it was like 3:00 in the morning, and
Oddly enough, not in Ghouls.
No.
Who would have guessed? Sorry.
No,
the wife
when
goes
he
to the
left.
bathroom.
Yeah, when he left.
Wife goes to the bathroom, runs out of toilet paper, yells at me because she's kind of drunk. I need toilet paper. It's like, all right, I'll go to the store. So I go driving around. Nothing's open, but there's one little store over here on the corner. There's no sign for it, but it's the Purple Store.
That's the
Purple store.
That's the Purple Store.
Purple store. Purple store.
It's
like
called
purple
the
drink.
It's called the Purple Store because it's painted purple.
Sugar water purple.
Was that their choice to paint it purple?
Yes.
Do
It
they
is-
call it the Purple Store? That's what's important.
Everyone knows the place as the Purple Store. It's a little shithole convenience place.
So it's not like they were in the midst of getting a sign
No,
or whatever.
it's-
They were just like, man, I can't afford that shit. Fuck that. They'll figure it out.
it's a Haji place.
Oh, that's so great. The Purple
So
Store.
and they're open 24 hours.
Do most people even know what Haji place is? Because I know Haji Mart from
if
Iraq.
you're from
Yeah.
New York, definitely
Yeah.
100%. If you're from South Florida,
If you're
definitely.
from New York, it's a fucking hood bodega.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
It's-
If
so-
you deployed in the Middle East, you totally know because that's where
Yeah.
all the drugs were when you were
Yeah.
deployed. I heard.
So they say.
anyway, so I roll up there, and so late at night,
What
they
type of purple? This is very important to me.
deep purple. So they
Royal?
like smoke on the water, deep purple.
Oh,
Anyway, so the way it works there, later on at night, they don't let anyone in the store. The guy that works there, you tell him
Rightfully
what,
so.
the guy that works there, you tell him what you want behind this cage, and he'll walk over, go get it, and bring it back to you, and you hand him cash.
A common occurrence in South Florida, mind you.
You hand him cash. They don't do cards at night.
What are they fucking? Is there a thing with cards at night that I don't know about? Is there a
That's just-
certain
that-
ring?
that is-
No, no,
that
no,
is just how it rolls.
No, because at
their,
night,
their internet's down at night.
because at night it turns back into 1983.
Ah, yes.
Anyway,
Okay.
so I roll up there, and there's like five dudes hanging out front, and they watch me pull up, get out of the car, and they're staring at me as I walk up, and I didn't whatever, I just walk up, and the guy kind of looks at me, and I'm like, I need toilet paper, and he kind of looked at me and went, like, shook his head, like, I bet you do.
Yeah, that's right.
He goes over and he's
I know
like,
what's happening.
he comes over, he's got two different packs. He's like, which one you want? I was like, I don't care. It's not for me. And he's like, all right, $5 or whatever the fuck it was. And I walked out, or walked away, and all those dudes were like, just kind of stared at me. And when I got in my car, they all kind of looked at me and like shook their head at me, like, you a brave motherfucker. Like, you a fuck?
It ain't so much brave as much as necessity. If I go back empty-handed, it ain't gonna be good.
Yeah, yeah.
When the missus needs to wipe her ass,
Yeah.
you oblige.
Exactly. And it was funny because the next morning I told her about it. She's like, you went there? And I was like, yeah, why not? She's like, oh my God. I'm
It's
like, well,
purple. It's not threatening.
yeah, like where else would I have gone?
I think they refer that as a gay color or something. I don't know. I felt I was fine.
Yeah, that was good.
You know, I'm actually very happy that I was raised in South Florida because I think a lot of places in the country have a very misled interpretation of what areas of color are. You know, the hood and this and that, and oh, it's dangerous. And look, I'm not saying that that danger doesn't exist, but danger exists anywhere. I mean, the last mass shooting was it was in Parkland, 5 minutes from my fucking where I lived in Margate, and that was a goddamn massacre. So danger exists anywhere you are. It's called being a fucking human being and people existing. So it's a byproduct of life. However, I'm very happy to have been raised here because I told you earlier, when I got off the plane to come back here, I'm used to the Washington. Now when I see a crowd of people, I see a crowd of Washingtonians. I went to Denver for my layover. I saw a crowd of Denver people that look just like fucking Washingtonians, you know, fucking predominantly white, various different degrees of white with a couple, you know, some Latin or whatever. When I got off the plane in Miami, the first thing I got was Univision on the TV. I got, and,
Oye, mira, aquí.
Oye, mira, aquí,
Ven, bien, ven.
and then
Dale, dale.
a sea of black folk. And I went, oh, fuck yes, I am home. Oh, yes. Because I think if you're not predisposed to like black cultures, you don't really understand it. And I think you get like a disconnect and you don't realize, or I don't think a lot of these people realize, hey, they're fucking people, stupid. Like they're just people that just grew up a little different than you did. There's nothing different at all. at all. It's just another way of living life, and
I feel like you're trying to defend terrorism right now.
I am absolutely 100%.
I also find it funny that you're saying that because you come from liberal Seattle, and I visited you. I didn't see a single black dude the entire time
look,
I was
motherfucker.
there. Not one.
Well, that's because all 6 of them were busy at the time. They ain't got fucking time to be entertaining you, motherfucker.
And even that, on my flight to go fucking hang out with you guys, there was that entire flight, half Asians. When I got off the flight,
Oh, yes.
they disappeared.
There are so many Asians.
They disappeared the moment I got off. Apparently,
They're fucking ninjas. Hey, statistics. Art of the deal. I don't know what to tell you.
Did you say art of the deal?
Yeah, goddamn right I did.
out of the deal, bro.
Art of the deal, bro. Art of the deal.
No, but like I feel like happy about that. You know what I mean? Like I come home and we're right next to Ghouls, which is known as a rough area.
Yeah.
Bling your back.
I'm driving around in a rented Audi A4. I feel fine, just because I'm from here. I know this.
Tell them your license plate number, and let's see how that goes.
Rental. I don't fucking know rental. I don't know my regular license plate number. You fucking asshole. The fuck do I know my rental plate? But I don't know. I just feel that the hood gets. I don't want to say like a bad rap, but I just think it's misunderstood. Do you disagree with that?
No.
Right? Like, I don't know. I guess it's just if you're not from a place that has hoods. When I moved to Washington, people were like, oh, yeah, you don't live in Tacoma. That's the hood. I'm like, Washington doesn't have a fucking hood, you dummy.
I was about to actually ask you that.
That's so cute. You don't know what the fuck a hood is. Tacoma is the hood. Everett is the hood. No, that is where some people make less money. You don't understand what the hood is the ghetto.
You guys do have Tent City, though. It's pretty expansive.
Well, that's what that is just a bunch of fucking heroin addicts and hippies that don't want to fucking pay rent.
You know what's funny? I remember when I was in North Carolina, I was in the Marines. We were in Havelock, which was the town the base was in. And
Havelock?
Havelock. We used to call it Have Not because it was a shithole town. And so I went to this little shindig party at somebody's house, and there was a bunch of people there. Some of them were locals, and there were a couple black dudes there. And they were like, yeah, we're from here, da-da-da-da. We're from the hood. And they said that.
Where is this, by the way? You said Pavlock or Havelock, but
North Carolina.
North Carolina, okay.
And they said that, and everyone kind of looked at him, and I just laughed. I went, what fucking hood are you from? Get the fuck out of here. And they're like, we're from the hood. I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, you don't even the fuck, like, get real, bro. Be real. Like, you have no fucking clue. All right.
I'm not gonna say there aren't some like rough hoods, because I drove through Compton. That shit's fucked. There's some crazy shit out there.
You realize right now,
but that's not a hood that I know.
You realize the city we're in right now has been in the top 2 most dangerous cities of the U.S. for like the last 4 years.
Fuck yeah, Florida born, bitch.
Just saying.
That's not that surprising, though.
Just saying. That's a thing.
Well, you know what the real problem is? Anywhere you go where there's a significant amount of wealth disparity, and I don't mean like, all right, in Seattle, let's say this is poverty line. This is you make nothing, you're an infant, and this is crazy wealth, right? The range of wealth in Seattle is like that.
All on the
right?
top end.
Yeah, it's mostly here to poverty level, right? Here, it just goes straight down to the bottom. Like because I can't say that this doesn't exist, because it definitely does exist at the very, very top, but it's mostly just down here with it trailing off right around here.
CALERO doesn't know how.
I
doesn't know
just
how audio
realized that,
works.
asshole. I just
He just did,
realized.
like 2 minutes.
I've been drinking, you piece of shit.
2 minutes
All
of
right,
hand
so-
signals.
Seattle has all the top end. It doesn't go the full spectrum of wealth disparity. Versus here, there's a massive
from top
spectrum
to bottom.
From top to bottom,
From
the whole
0
spectrum.
to 100%, where the upper 10% kind of trails off here, where in Seattle it's very, very heavy in the upper percentile.
Well, the upper percentile doesn't really trail off. It's here. They just don't live here full time. They come down here seasonally.
Yeah, that's true. Or, there's some fucking South American drug lords that are coming over, fucking, Lamborghini, and off I go to my next whatever. Probably not Seattle, LA. Probably LA.
Okay, so I don't know what this means, but Jason Brown just commented and said, tell him I want to put his tandoori skewer in my fondue pot.
Does he think I'm Indian?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what tandoori is. That's Indian.
I'll tell him now we're talking about it. So now he has to continue listening to podcasts because he hasn't for a while now.
Fucking
That
asshole.
fucking rotten piece of shit. You cook food, asshole.
Well, he's got 2 kids
You
now.
don't need to hear
He
nothing.
does.
You
don't need to hear the sizzle of the fucking tandoori stick. Listen to the fucking podcast.
He's got 2 kids now. He just had a second one.
They can listen to it too.
I don't think we're appropriate for his kids.
I don't think so too. I completely agree.
I've seen his son. He's already ready to curse. He does it quite well. There's nothing more fun than watching him play basket.
All right.
Crash Bandicoot going, God damn it!
What you should have said was, they're Browns, and that would have been it. That's all you need to say.
I will say his son is ridiculously cute.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Like Giselle's
I don't know if I've ever met him.
Giselle's a good looking chick.
No, because
and
you
he
left
is
before he was born.
Wow.
He's all right looking dude. Giselle's an all right looking girl. Like they're not ugly people, but the combination of them should not have made that spawn. Like he is way more cute than either one of them should be capable of producing. Let alone together. Like,
And they thank you for your input.
Krebs has asked her if she's sure he's his.
Of
or
course
hers.
he has.
Yeah.
I think
Because-
that's his opening line for anyone.
No.
Even if they don't have a kid.
Her son looks nothing like her. Like that's
No,
the
it's
point.
all brown.
Yeah.
He's all brown.
Like, and it looks like all of them. Eric, who sucks ass, 'cause he's a pussy, and no,
He unfriended us, both of us.
without saying anything.
Hold on. Why? What did you do to
We-
provoke
I
it?
think he listened to the
We-
show.
Oh, okay.
We
I'll
have
do
a
it.
theory. The theory is because I would talk to him all the time. Like, hey, because I've got like a counter in my head where I get drunk and I go, how long has it been since I bothered you? Oh, you're up. So I would bother Eric all the time, and then I went to bother him one day. I'm like, oh, we're not friends anymore. And I told Matt, I'm like, are you friends with Eric now? He goes, no. I wonder why. Oh wait, it might be that Jason Brown episode where we ranked his brothers and we ranked him third.
Oh, man.
We were really drunk. I looked at Jason. I was like, "Hey, so who's your favorite brother?" And we did not let it go until he gave an answer.
That was on Jason's, right?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun.
So
Seriously?
So do we.
That was
So
a
do
lot
we.
of fun for me. I love all that weird nitty-gritty, too intimate because we know everyone shit.
Yeah.
We need to get Jason out again because he wants to come back on, and he has begun drinking in moderation.
Okay.
I don't know what moderation.
I was gonna say, what's your metric?
I think moderation is Spanish. I don't know. Moderación. I don't know.
Moderation,
Yeah.
which
See.
means all of the booze. Yeah, I don't know if he knows what moderation is.
No, he did for a while. Like he was good. He was good.
He's a brown.
He quit smoking. I've got
That goes from the top to the bottom. You say what you will.
yeah, but he has quit smoking. He's held us a steady job. He's married. He's got a house, 2 kids.
He's got two.
That has nothing to do with his drinking.
He's outbatting me.
It has nothing to do with his drinking
I'm just saying,
levels.
dude's on point.
No, he steps up. He does his thing. He's a strong guy. He's fucking.
The only reason he's not
Handle
here
his
right
own.
now is because he has other fucking responsibilities.
Yeah, exactly. That's a
And-
very good point.
and
Yeah.
I-
That's why I haven't seen him yet. I've seen most of the color
And I try not.
already.
And I try
Color
not.
bar.
And I try not to give him too much shit about it because
Because you don't like admitting
I'm not
it.
that responsible.
Well, I don't want to be the reason for his downfall and be like, "Hey, fuck work, come hang out." Like,
Well,
I have said
well,
that.
we have, and he continues to decline because he's got his shit together.
But-
That's honestly,
Hold on.
in my opinion,
Hold on.
that's
Matt-
more than I ever would have said.
Matt's looking at the screen.
I'm looking at the screen.
Man, fuck that screen. I'm
Look,
going
I'm just
for
saying,
records.
I'm just saying, no. Jay-Z's holding the record.
236.
Fuck you. I
It-
want to go for the record. I'm going for the record.
No.
He didn't fly in to do it.
No.
He drove here.
The problem
What
is.
the fuck?
The problem is, I think it just cuts out at 2 minutes and 36. I'm sorry, 2 hours and 36 minutes.
No, don't keep going.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fix the problem.
then how the fuck did we get Paul and and
No,
Jay-Z.
because they're okay. So what I did is I took Jay-Z's podcast, the actual file, and I just deleted the audio off of it, and then we recorded Paul's over top of it. So when we finished, it just had like 20 minutes of silence at the end. So it went specifically the same length as the one before. So when I bounced the audio file out, it had the
Yeah,
silence
because there
in the
was
end.
one that had the long silence.
Yeah, that was
I remember
Paul.
that.
And I did that to
And
fuck with Jay-Z.
And I see you should
That's funny.
see you should have told me because I felt like a fucking. I felt like a fucking.
That's funny.
I felt like a fucking idiot.
You should have made it 1 second over.
No, it was identical because when I saw
It was exactly identical. So if you look at the timestamps of the other podcast episodes, it shows 2 hours and whatever, like 2 hours 36 minutes and 27 seconds, and then the very next show it's like 2 hours 37 minutes and 36 seconds, and you'll go, did you post the same show twice?
That's why I fucking texted you the next day. Are you sure you didn't post Jay-Z's twice? Like,
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is an inside joke of fucking with our friends in every way possible.
that's why God put us here. It's just as Jesus made us.
We only fuck with people we like, though.
Trying
do.
to think of a way to dispute that, but
No,
Who
guess that's
do you?
fair.
Because
because they're not really worth the time, right?
Yeah, because they're not going to appreciate it.
dude, if my attention's on you, I've got a reason to care. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah, that makes sense.
I only give shit to people I like. If I don't like you, it's not going to be shit. I'm going to be fucking mean.
I
Yeah,
often
because what's the enjoyment you get out of it?
I often
Because you're not necessarily just a mean person. You just try and have fun.
did you know
And if you
that
can't have that fun, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
did you know that I'm not mean spirited? I didn't know this till Matt pointed it out. I was not aware of this.
You know, I think that you know what?
I'm not saying I haven't.
I think if you take you at face value, you might say it.
yeah,
You could come off.
And I
You
did
could
too.
come off as mean spirited.
And I did too, to a certain
But
point.
I don't think that's. Once you get to know you, that's not the end goal at all. At all.
like I'm not a sociopath. I'm not a sadomasochist. I'm not bothered.
If anything, you're just burdened with no filter. Oh, I'm sorry, everyone's burdened with your no filter.
That's a better description.
he just cut off my next two lines of sentences. Fuck, like burden does not factor into my existence. So. No, apparently I'm not mean spirited because like you pointed out because like I've had like if I just judge the product of what I've done and said. You could think I'm a terrible person, but you pointed it out. You're like, no, dude, you're not mean-spirited. I'm like,
You're a beautiful person at the end of a very sharp
I'm aware
knife.
of that. I'm aware of that.
A very
I've
sharp
seen my
knife.
hair. I know.
Very sharp knife. Razor blade even.
Yeah. Oh, so okay. Something I wanted to bring up. So Michelle Obama put out a book.
Right turn.
Wait.
Right turn. Right turn. Right turn. Right turn. No, we're not waiting.
Who told no, it's about this. Who told me about this? Was it
Me. We were drunk as fuck.
Oh, okay. That's why it's hazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I think we were at Schnebley's.
Schnebbly.
Yeah. So she put out this book, and I was reading. I didn't read the book.
She
I
made
was,
$20 million off the bat just to write it.
Yeah. I was reading an article about it, and she's being interviewed or whatever, and she's like, "What did she say she suffered from?"
Oh, right.
Oh
Okay,
yeah. Imposter syndrome.
Imposter
Yes.
syndrome.
Yes.
And I was like,
which we both suffer from, and you don't understand. Got it.
yeah. And I was
Yes,
like, what the
correct.
fuck is that? So I started looking into it and reading about
Problem
it.
is, I don't have enough success.
Oh,
in order
shut
to
the
have
fuck up.
imposter
You have a
syndrome.
relationship. You pay all your
Okay,
bills.
wh-
You've
that
got
is- that is-
sick ass TV.
I do have a sick ass TV. I gotta
Like
say.
you spend all the money on everything you want. Tell me something you want that you can't afford right now in 5 seconds. 5. 4.
Audi A4.
You mean your rental?
That doesn't count. It's not mine.
Hey,
I'm
he
buying
got,
it.
he got the thing he
all right,
wanted.
so what is imposter syndrome?
yeah.
Feeling. Oh, I'm gonna fuck this up. Feeling as if you don't deserve the success that you have.
Yes.
Or that you have obtained.
Yes. And it was funny because I was sitting there, and in the interview, she says, I'm constantly asking myself if I'm good enough. I'm constantly asking these questions of myself. And I was like,
As she's writing a $20 million book.
yeah. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, I'm like, I never, ever question if I'm good enough to myself. Like,
And for anyone that
just-
doesn't know Matt, that is 100% fact.
Like
And that's not a startling revelation, by the way.
no, but I never. It
We've
never
met you.
occurred. It never occurred to me to ask these questions. Why would
It's
I?
only startling to Matt himself.
Yeah, it is.
Everyone else
And-
is completely understanding of this, except for Matt.
And I asked my wife. I was like, "Do you question if you're good enough for things?" And she's like, "Yeah, all the time." And I was like, "Why?"
And it's not a bad thing to question, because if you deserve all the things you could, and do deserve, maybe I should.
I deserve like from where I sit. I deserve a hell of a lot more.
Oh, you say that. You say that.
I deserve a hell of a lot more. This is some bullshit.
Then how do you continue? Then how do you, from this day forward, continue to keep getting the things that you've earned, unless you have some fucking self?
Well, this is why he earlier in the car we were talking, and he was like, "Well, you know, look, I understand. I'm a borderline narcissist," and I was like, "All right,
You're actually not. My mother
fitting.
said that.
it's borderline. You know, not there, but you could be
I could be.
if you worked on it a little bit. Sure,
Actually-
you could fit right in."
Yeah.
If you had taken my mother shooting out like you were supposed to, she might have given you like a plaque.
You hit this perfect stride of confidence and arrogance without being a piece of shit. like it's this perfect balance of, I love this guy because he's so confident. He knows exactly who he is.
Things
and
have somehow worked out for him.
yeah, well, yeah, things just kind of he like wills it to be so, and
We
it
are
does.
charging to the end of the thought process, which Matt already knows this. I told you like 8 years ago.
What's that?
Fucking Captain Kirk, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
You
fitting.
leap without looking, and it just works.
and
out.
it works.
Yeah,
Because I make it work.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But you also leap into situations that you consciously don't. You couldn't possibly know they would work out. But on some level, you know they work. Yeah. Like it's hard to describe.
Well, like figuring out this fucking.
Who's your coworker? Like
Who?
you had him.
Jason Hanselman.
You,
The opposite of what we're talking about.
you had some.
The negative Nancy. That dude
That's
is-
the one.
He's such a negative Nancy.
You had some coworker where you were talking about just like your life and what you do, and you're like, and you said, "Oh, my friend Krebs said that I'm basically Captain Kirk," and your friend was like, "Oh my God, that so works."
Yeah.
It does. It really does. Like I said, he is this weird. Like you toe that line between obnoxious and just like you're the perfect line between I want to stab him and hug him. Like it's.
I've never wanted to stab you.
That's why it's the
Why do
perfect,
you?
That's why it's the
why
perfect
do you
line.
always add the negative aspect? I've never thought anything negative about him ever.
Lies.
Yeah.
How about you? No.
That would be
That would be an absolute lie.
Yeah, because
I've-
everyone thinks everything of everyone
No,
all the time of
no,
everything.
I haven't.
Anything.
It's why I like him. He's the only fucking morning person I've ever liked. He
Say
actually wakes
morning
up.
person?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
happy octave. He actually.
Oh, you mean like all the assholes when you're going to work and
Yeah.
because you don't want to be going to work at that ungodly hour, and they're running in their active wear, fucking with their fucking stupid ass water bottle. Those people, and you're just looking at them like, what the fuck are you doing?
I did know that there was one person who could be that way, and I didn't hate them, and that was Matt.
Truth. I concur. So we're done slobbing your knob now. You piece of shit.
That's not where I was trying to
He
go with
has
this.
to add in the negative, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's not where I
Michelle
was-
Obama.
That's not where I was going.
That's where we went with it.
I see.
That shows what we think of you, you beautiful bastard.
I enjoy the knob slob. It's great. But
As most of us
but
do.
my point is, I still
And
who
finish.
the fuck keeps asking themselves if they're good enough though? Why?
Everybody but you, apparently.
Most.
Who does that?
This is not a thing you're capable of understanding. You're not made to. That's fine.
I don't think Christian Bale in American Psycho thought that.
Yes, fictional person who didn't actually exist.
Correct.
Although I'm pretty sure Christian Bale thinks that because he's doing
Almost
pretty, he's doing pretty well.
100%.
He's doing pretty well.
I would
He
honestly.
was the only successful Batman after Michael Keaton.
I don't,
How do you not?
and he didn't go crazy
Yeah.
that we know of.
But then he got
Yeah.
fat and played Dick Cheney. How do you quantify that?
Quantify, you don't.
Or explain? Or
Well,
just accept it.
he lost like 120 pounds to be in The Machinist.
and then gain all that weight to be in Batman Begins.
He's just another one of those crazy fucks that do crazy things for something that really,
is his
Doesn't-
occupation.
yeah, but really doesn't matter, but does matter. I mean,
Oh, if he died, nobody would care. Like, we'd move on. We'd have a memorial.
he's not a Robin Williams.
But here's what I would hate to do.
You mean he's not going to die jerking off?
Robin Williams didn't do that.
No, that was...
I don't care what
That
you
was most of them.
I don't care what you say. That's how he died in my head.
All right. Hey, you're American. You have that right.
That's right.
I always thought, isn't that Robin Williams? His passing was one of the only celebrity passings that actually had some sort of impact,
Why?
across. I don't know,
It impacted me. Are you kidding me? I fucking
Yeah,
got
it's
drunk
amazing.
and watched Hook 5 times. Are you kidding?
Rufio.
No, on every level, every comedian, everyone, that was the one celebrity death where people are just like,
To this day,
it was a ripple in time.
to this day, I'm still actually kind of pissed at Gay Danny. Because he's the one who told me that he died. And I went, fuck you. He goes, why you pissed at me? I'm like, because he died. He's like, yeah, but I told you. I'm like, yeah.
And now you're the fucking courier.
Exactly. This anger was made for somebody, and you showed up and took it on.
It should have been some asshole at CNN.
Yeah,
but you
exactly.
you wanted to bear the burden.
I don't care about any of the celebrity deaths. I don't care.
I don't know. I thought it was a loss, man.
I don't mind them because I actually get aroused when a celebrity dies, and I want that. and I want that. It's not true.
Beats
but
off immediately.
It's not true, but I want it on a T-shirt. If you guys who listen to the podcast want, I get aroused when a celebrity dies on a T-shirt. Comment on all our pages because I would love to fucking make that a thing. Because that's a thought I had 4 years ago.
Say what you will. Doug Stanhope. That motherfucker's got that celebrity death pool going.
He's never gonna die. Just to beat
No.
the
He
just,
has
just to beat the pool.
he has the Deadpool going. He's hosting that shit. Who is it that died recently? And it was
Narrow it down.
Herbert Walker, the American hero.
I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know anyone named Herbert.
His life was saved by a
I know Herschel Walker.
hemp parachute in World War II. I'm not kidding. Decriminalized hemp, motherfuckers.
Thanks to William
Randolph Hearst. Yes.
You fucking cunt.
we listen to way too much dairy.
Yes, that is fact. Yeah. That information is directly from that. Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn.
Like from podcast number 1.
Dude, talk about a fucking culture changer.
What?
Jerry.
Just his existence in that podcast.
Because
Oh,
he
yeah,
talks
yeah.
to
It's fucking
literally
incredible.
everybody.
Like,
Everybody.
Guy nailed it. Fucking guy nailed it.
By accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, by accident. just like this. Just like, hey, I'm gonna do a podcast. Why? I don't fucking know. That's it.
I want to talk to my friends and drink and hang out.
All right, sure. Let's
where it
do
goes.
it.
That's literally what we're
Fucking-
doing here.
Fucking millions of dollars later, an ungodly amount of outreach later.
They have the Joe Rogan boost.
Yes.
What's that?
When he
It's a
mentions,
when he mentions products.
it's like Reagan.
Oh, okay.
And-
Things.
It's like Reagan in the 80s mentioned Skittles and they bump 20%. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Is that really a
that's
thing?
That's a
Yes,
thing.
that's a thing.
That's so
the
wild.
Joe Rogan boost.
Can you imagine how much fucking horseshit him, Jamie, and I'm sure they have some sort of production manager or something,
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to comb through on a daily basis of people going, hey, and trying to fucking get them to plug things. Can you imagine the fucking mountains of garbage
They
that they
probably
have to
don't.
ignore on a daily basis?
They probably have junk emails that they just send it to automatically.
Apparently,
It's gotta be crazy.
Joe Rogan can't fly anywhere without some asshole sitting next to him going, hey, you should have me on your podcast. No, I fucking should. Who the hell are you?
Yeah, exactly what he should exactly say, but he's got to be a good guy. Is who the fuck are you? What you're 19B? Here, I'm gonna call the attendant over so you can tell her who the fuck you are, because I don't give a shit. Fucking loser.
And we can't even set up our Patreon account because we don't care enough.
and Krebs has hit the floor.
Oh god. Oh shit. All right. I don't think we're gonna get better than that.
Is that a closer?
That's a closer.
That's a closer.
All right. So
Plug me in. I don't care.
Yeah, his headphones have come unplugged. You have come undone.
You're not Team B.
That's his T-shirt right there.
I'm drooling.
all right, Joey. Before we go, do you have any final thoughts?
19B for life.
My face hurts.
Thank you for life.